Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? This is episode 68 of the All Gen Gamers podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jason Heine from the Emulator Review on YouTube. We are joined, of course, with the myth, the man, the legend. What's up, Pete Dorr? How you doing, Pete?
Doing pretty good.
Excellent. And then we have that game man. What do we call him? It's the Gamester81. What's up, Gamester? What's up, John?
I'm doing pretty good. All right.
That's cool.
I'm good.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
And, of course, we are joined by, once again this week, Rob Man. Great to have you on the show again. Rob, what's up?
I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, I know you are. Oh, I got a little treat for that. You guys watching in the stream? Oh, we're live, by the way. Here, watch the stream. Watch it.
I didn't see it.
Really
Missed it.
Okay. I'm really happy to be there in the stream.
Huh?
Hey, and of course... Oh, fuck my asshole. That's for Johnny. That's Johnny's line. And we are pleased to have on the show Sinistermoon from the Operation Kill Screen podcast. Sinistermoon, what's up?
Sup, dudes? Awesome to be here, for sure.
Great to have you on the show as well. So now I'm sure about 90% of the people listening right now are aware of your podcast, but why don't you go ahead and let everyone know about you and the show and all that sort of thing, just in case we have some people that don't.
Well, I'm a part of Operation Kill Screen, and it's another gaming podcast that's been going on for a little while now with Tim, a.k.a. Jumble Junkie, and Dog in My Lens. And, I think a lot of people that listen to your show here also listen to ours, so most people are probably familiar with it, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
We're on the same forums and everything, so...
It's a fantastic podcast, man. I really enjoy it. I'm a weekly listener. It's funny. So,
awesome.
And Holly, if you're listening, Fresca is the bomb. Fresca's good stuff.
Fresca is good. I like Fresca. Fresca is not a gay drink.
Yeah, there's an inside thing. I guess Tim drinks Fresca and Holly gives him shit for it. So it's funny. So yeah, people are wondering where Johnny's at this week. He's going to join us next week. He'll be on next week for us. So he's busy. His work schedule's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's getting settled down and getting into the groove with it. It's a real crunch time for the work he does right now, but he'll be ready to rock and roll next week, and he will be back. You will be spared the indignity of having me around too much longer.
Oh, no, it's great.
It's been great having you. Just kidding, Rob. You know we love you.
Break my heart. It's so cold.
It's just so cold.
It's just so cold in here.
So yeah, I guess that is another thing to mention, that we are live again, streaming on our twitch.tv page, and we did an announcement recently. Pete, you posted a video there on the All Gen Gamers YouTube page, and of course we post that to our Facebook and to our Twitter. So make sure, guys, to follow us at all those places, subscribe to the All Gen Gamers YouTube page so that you get updates when we do this sort of thing. Again, we're trying to do this more often. It is a lot of fun, and we love doing it. It is just a wire cord computer nightmare over here in my studio. But you know what? I love you, so it's all worth it. Group hug.
Bring it in, guys. Bring it in.
Bring it in. Hey, Pete, one of the best things about these live streams, in my opinion, is going and listening to the music prior to the show. I love going there and just listening to all the game music you got going on.
Yeah, I love playing my video game music. Fortunately, it seems like people are saying the quality's crap, so I'll have to look at some of my settings. But I gotta bring some music, some excitement.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the quality because, well, I don't know about it.
It's pretty shitty.
It's pretty shitty, Pete. And I'm trying to be nice about it, but what the fuck, man?
I don't know.
Though, I do find it comforting that there is someone else out there that has as extensive as a library of game music that they listen to as me. My work truck is just constantly, my iPhone is, I think, about 12 or 13 gigs of solid gaming music.
Wow.
And it's on shuffle and loop all the time. So when I'm driving around, I'm just listening to my video game music.
That's serious shit right there, man.
I really don't listen to anything else really anymore lately. I don't listen to, I guess you can call it, real music anymore. I listen to just video game music for the most part.
So I'm gonna take you guys down a trip down. It's called cruising from my good friend KK Slider. You guys know. That feels good right there. Yeah, you guys know what game's that from, right? You know,
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. my girlfriend and my parents, they call it animal droppings.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they all play it. They play it every day. They're like regulars. You know, they've been doing that since like 2 years now, 3 years.
And it's funny because last week I was over at your place, Jason, and Celeste's like, "Yeah, animal droppings," and she just said it like casually, like she didn't even think about it. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you mean Animal Crossing?"
She's looking at me right now around the corner. She's laughing. You know what's really funny? The other day, I was playing this. I was blaring it. I was just like getting down. I'm all like dropping a beat behind it and all that. She comes around the corner. She's like, "What the fuck is that?" It's like, "Goddamn dog." It's KK Slider. I don't know why she hates him so much, but I love him.
I've actually managed to find Christmas music that's video game themed lately.
Really?
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'll play you guys a little something right now. See if you can pick it up. Something like that. That's the one-ups with Mario's Sleigh Ride right there.
Wow, I like that. That's sweet.
That's classic, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Too early for Christmas, though, really. But it's good stuff.
Yeah, I was rolling, listening to some of that, and drinking my gingerbread eggnog latte today.
Oh, so you're all set, man. You're all ready for Christmas. Look at that.
It seems like it gets earlier and earlier. I mean, shit, I was seeing Christmas decorations like around Halloween time. I'm like,
no, Jason. I was at Hobby Lobby. And I saw Christmas in July. I was there in July, and I saw Christmas shit up.
Man,
What were you doing at Hobby Lobby, man?
You know, the wifey. Gotta take care of the wifey, you know?
whatever. You were getting your yarn and your stencils and shit.
Well, it's my, I'm starting another channel, guys. It's going to be all yarning. It's going to be Hobby Lobby trips and shit, you know? So
Sweet.
that's how I roll, you know?
How to yarn
All about it.
It's Gamester 81 with how to yarn some shit.
How to cross stitch and shit, you know? It's all good, you know?
Nice.
Definitely.
Very cool.
So, Jason, why don't you tell people that are listening live how they can call in?
Yes. So we're going to be taking calls kind of throughout the podcast every once in a while, whenever, lightning strikes. So you guys can send a request. We're doing it via Skype. You guys go ahead and add Skype request. It is All Gen Gamers Podcast. That is the Skype name. Send a friend request. Go ahead and I'll accept it. And how we're going to do this is, why don't you please send a text chat, a message to me on what you would like to talk about. And I'm going to be, kind of going through them, and I will pick out some and we'll bring you on occasionally. So make sure to stick around, be close to your computer, all that sort of thing, and we'll go from there. So go ahead and add it, and we'll go from there.
I'm also, we're accepting applicants to call in and talk about Skyrim. The prerequisites must be that you're at least level 10 and you have at least 15 hours invested in the game, so apply now.
And no pants.
Oh man,
no red
pants.
guard. You can't be the red guard class, sorry.
Pete, I'm going to surprise you, man. I picked up Skyrim.
Yes, John, but what level?
He's negative 2.
I'm negative 5 right now. No, I'm only at level 3 right now. I'm about 4 hours into it. I just haven't had time to really get into it, but it's cool. I've never played Elder Scrolls before, any Elder Scrolls, so kind of diving into it's interesting. We can dive more into it, I guess, later, but graphics are amazing. I really like the music. Talk about video game music. It's great.
Oh yeah,
fantastic. So I don't qualify for the level.
You can't speak when we talk about Skyrim.
I can't talk when we talk about Skyrim. Okay.
Sorry, you're not at that level, John.
I'm not at the level.
Pete's laying down the smackdown on the Skyrim talking here.
Pete, what kind of character do you have?
Well, I'm sort of like a battle mage because I forced myself into battle mage because in every other game like the Elder Scrolls games, especially, in Oblivion, anything like this, I always pick melee characters, and I always get bored eventually of using the same old attack, so I kind of forced myself to spec in both magic and melee. So
yeah, what kind of race?
I picked the Imperial only because their starting stats were very, very much towards the stats that I needed for a battle mage, but their class-specific, skill is terrible. Well, one of them, like their trait, you just get a little bit more gold when you open up a chest.
Okay.
And then their other ability, which I haven't used once, basically makes it so that if you're fighting humans or something, they will back down from fighting you for a minute, which I guess is okay, but I haven't had a reason to use it yet.
Cool. So you open chests then. That's great. I love opening chests. Especially when I'm at the strip club. It's awesome, you know?
Clocking dollars.
Mine is like a lizard guy, whatever. I don't know what race that is.
Argonian, yeah. I wanted it. You know, I've been having second thoughts because I'm telling you, the most fun I've been having, well, some of the most fun is I'm doing the Thieves Guild quest right now. So going around and like stealing shit and, you know, breaking into houses or stealing stuff from shops, like that is the most fun I've been having in this game. And it was like that way in Oblivion as well. So I kind of wish I'd picked a Khajiit or a Argonian because they kind of specialize in thief kind of skills.
Yeah, but I suck at stealing shit, though. I get caught all the time. Is there like a secret?
Yeah, there's certain ways to go about it. First of all, you got to level up, you know, your sneak and your lock picking and all that so that you get harder to detect.
Dude, yeah, lock picking sucks. It's hard. Sorry, I couldn't figure it out.
So much fun.
Yeah, I know. You have to use both like dialect. I don't understand. I decided I'm terrible at it. I keep breaking the freaking
easy.
thing. Yeah.
But, you know, you can level that up and it gets a little bit easier. But, you know, I've stole stuff right behind a shopkeeper. It's just all about positioning yourself the right way. And, yeah, it's not too hard.
It's just fun. Go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to ask, is there another cheat in this one, like in the first one, where you could do, I can't remember exactly what it was, but you did something with your items and then one lockpick would shower into like 10 on the screen? You can pick them all up?
I'm avoiding forums at all costs. You know, I don't want, because the second I went into a forum, I just searched, I went on GameFAQs and I'm like, okay, how do you get your first house? And then the first topic I freaking see is like, oh, how to buy your first house for free. So I'm like, all right, let me just, check it out. Sure enough, a very easy exploit on how to buy your first house in the game for free, where you don't have to spend any money. So I did it, and then I felt guilty, because one of the things that made me quit Oblivion was when I did the infinite money glitch. Because then there's no point to, like, looting anything in the game. It just becomes pointless, So after I bought the house for free, I'm like, well, you know what? I ain't doing nothing like that again. So I could have bought like all the furnishings inside the house for free as well, but I decided to purchase them without cheating. So I spent my money on that. And I am not using any exploits in this game because it will ruin it for me. I'm not reading the forums unless I have to.
See, the only thing that I thought was kind of cool about the whole lockpick trick in the last one was simply that it was such a difficult skill to master that for while you're trying to do it, it kind of helps that, I mean, it wasn't like they were just opening the chest and giving you stuff, but it did give you that few more chances to try and pick the locks, especially the really difficult ones. Well,
I mean, even on Oblivion, there's the skeleton key, which basically is a key that never breaks, which is in this game. I don't know how you get it exactly, but I know it's in the game, which kind of, I don't know, the skeleton key is cool and all, but I guess I'm one of the few that really enjoys lockpicking. There's something fun about it.
So, okay, Pete, this may sound like a stupid question, but I'm kind of a noob at this kind of game. What happens when you run out of picks?
You just run out of picks.
Really?
Yeah. You just got to go buy some more from a vendor. Every time I go to a vendor,
okay.
Anytime I go to a vendor, I always buy all their lockpicks because they're like five gold a piece. Just buy them all.
Okay. I do like the aspect of like you can take things from characters you kill and you can like if you kill slaying a wolf, you can take that and make something. That's kind of cool. Like kind of aspect of the game, and I'm sure it's with other Elder Scrolls, but like I said, I never played before, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, cool. I'm kind of trying that because I also in other Elder Scrolls games or just a lot of RPGs in general, I tend to avoid like crafting stuff. So in this one, I'm trying to go down the path of smithing so I can make armor, upgrade it, as well as I'm going into enchanting so that I can add magical attributes to my weapons, which, by the way, I'd highly recommend anybody that's a melee character, or especially if you're a battle mage, definitely take up smithing and enchanting, because you can take all your weapons and armor and enchant them to give them like faster magic regen or, add fire attack to your weapons. It's pretty awesome.
What level are you, Pete?
I just hit level 19. Level, it can be, someone could be 30 hours into the game and be level 10, and someone could be 10 hours into the game and be level 20, because certain skills that you pick level up a hell of a lot faster than others, like alchemy and smithing, and even something like speechcraft, where if you're constantly buying and selling from a vendor, can level you up extremely fast. And it's not really advantageous to do that, because you'll level up so fast that everything in the world will kind of, granted, it's not the level scaling like Oblivion had, but you're going to screw yourself over because the enemies are going to be too strong for you based on your equipment. So you don't want to level up too fast. That's why I've kind of been taking my time with leveling up. I've just been trying to do a lot of quests, because when you finish a quest, it doesn't give you experience. It just kind of advances the story and gives you items. If anything, my number one complaint about Skyrim would be it's too overwhelming at times. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person where I'm going from town to town and I try and clear out my list of quests that it gives me. But every freaking time I finish one, it's like, oh, here's another quest. And then you get a quest and it's like, oh, you can't complete this here. You've got to go to another city on the other side of the freaking, the map. So I go to the other city and, it's very tempting to just talk to other characters and get more quests. So it's like, you are never having an empty quest list. There's my quest list right now. My book has like 15 active quests, and that's not even including the miscellaneous quests. I got like 30 of those. So I'm kind of overwhelmed at times, and I lose track of quests because there's so many going on at once.
It is overwhelming. It really is.
Now, tell me what you thought of the game within the first hour. What did you like? Were you like, wow, this is incredible?
Kind of starts off slow. I don't want to spoil the beginning for anyone who hasn't played it yet, but the graphics are amazing. But it's my thing is I kind of get lost in the quest. I really don't know where to go, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you're probably doing it. You got to open up your quest book, or your quest log, and turn off all your active quests, because you can press the A button to make it an active quest. Turn them off, except for the one quest you want to do. Because if you have multiple active quests on, you're going to have all the same quest markers all over the place, and you're not going to know what's going on.
Yeah, because this guy, he's like, hey, some guys robbed from me. I need you to go get them and, whatnot. And then there's another quest you have to do, and I just...
Yeah, see, some quests like that, even in the beginning area, they're like, hey, can you go raid this camp? And that camp is like on the other side of the map. So that's just going to be like a dead quest sitting there until you make it over there.
How long does it take to get from one side of the map to the other side of the map?
Oh, not at all, because... And this is sort of something I'm kind of half and half on. But in Whiterun, which is the second city that you reach in the game, there's a carriage with a horse that will take you to basically any major city in the game. Mm-hmm. With just 20, 30 gold, he'll take you there instantly. So it really, the whole game is almost opened up to you from the beginning.
Yeah, I like how they
kind of takes away from the exploration of eventually getting there, making that long trek across the world.
I like how they just randomly leave gold coins on tables. Just asking you to steal it.
It's one of my favorite aspects of the series, and breaking into a house. I spend my even though for the most part every house is the same, every room it's got that one little valuable item or that potion, but I just feel the need to raid every drawer, check every bookshelf, and it just scour the place for items. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I thought Red Dead Redemption was awesome as far as riding the horses. The graphics were just phenomenal, but Skyrim really takes it to the next level. It's just a beautiful game graphically. The whole world is just amazing. Wouldn't you agree?
It is the most detailed world. It is incredible. When I first started playing this game, it was such a weird feeling. I'm playing Skyrim, and it must have been an anxious and excited feeling at the same time, because I was so excited to play this freaking game. And every step of the way through the first couple hours of the game, I was just blown away back to back. And I don't know, this is one of the best games I've ever played, hands down.
So,
and I'm not even saying that off of hype. This game is really that good. If you're a fan of RPGs, you don't even have to be a fan of RPGs.
Yeah,
if you like video games in general, the only way you're gonna not like this game most likely is if you played Morrowind, Fallout, and Oblivion and absolutely hated them to all hell. Then you're probably not gonna like Skyrim. Go ahead, John.
I'm sorry, Pete. I keep cutting you off, but the combat is great, and like you said, you don't necessarily have to be an RPG fan to appreciate this game, because it's got RPG elements, but it's got a lot of action and a lot of storyline. It's great, really fun game. I'm pleased. But,
So it's safe to say that you guys are getting Skyrimmed.
yeah, we're getting definitely getting a nice rim job.
Yeah, well, all this talk about it and all this hype, and I actually went and looked at some videos and stuff. Pete, I will tell you that I'm actually going to pick it up. Are you surprised? Eventually, I'm going to pick it up.
Eventually, eventually
I'll
you're gonna
believe
watch
you,
Lord of the Rings?
Jason. When you own that thing, I'll believe you.
I will,
Jason.
What?
I'm just saying this game really, it's kind of got Lord of the Ring elements to it too.
Well, that's great because I love Lord of the Rings. You guys all know that.
Have you seen it?
Absolutely.
Have you seen it yet?
All right, so moving right along here.
Bullshit.
You still haven't watched it. Still.
Can I? Guys,
Still.
please just leave me alone. You guys are so good at picking locks. Come pick the lock on my chastity belt if you want to do something.
Hey, Mike, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody has.
No, okay. No. Jason has not seen it. What were your thoughts about Lord of the Rings?
Where are my thoughts? Well,
Yeah.
I think it's an epic tale, of course. But then again, I also have the same kind of thoughts as Clerks 2. So it's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I've seen the original Clerks. I've never seen the second one.
I actually read the books back in the day, so,
Really? Nice.
Yeah, they're like one of the first longer series of books that I ever read, so.
I will watch it. Okay, just leave me alone. God damn it.
No, the only reason that we really, honestly and truly, the only reason we keep going on about it is because they're that amazing. Like I know you're worried about the length of time, but I know some movies, they're long and you look at your watch and you go, oh my god, it's only been 20 minutes. It's so long. These movies, it feels like it's half an hour. Like it just breezes through. They're so well done, so beautifully shot, and the story is so engaging that it just feels like it disappears. So it's not going to be one of those ones where you're going to sit there feeling like your ass is going numb and you're bored out of your mind, Jason. Trust me.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Hey,
Like this
Jason,
this weekend, just sit down and put the first one in. Give it an hour.
How about this? Next weekend, my day off, I will sit down. I'll watch them. How does that sound?
All three.
Oh, can I?
Oh, just do the first one.
Let me just do the first one. I'm just gonna start out, do the first one.
Get your lady, curl up on the couch with a big blanket and a tub of popcorn and enjoy it, man. It's good times. She'll like it too.
Yep.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, they came out with a new game, War in the North.
Yeah, at the worst possible time. Are you kidding me? The same day as Uncharted 3? Are they serious? And Sonic Generations? I mean, come on now.
Yeah. I haven't played it personally, but the commercials look pretty dope.
I was pretty excited for it because, M-rated Lord of the Rings game, 3-player online co-op. But yeah, that's the kind of game I'm going to wait until it's $30, which won't be too long.
Well, hey, Pete, how about this? Level 23, longtime fan of the Elder Scrolls, and he's about 30 hours into Skyrim. I have James on the line that wants to talk about it.
Sounds like it's about
James?
right where I'm at.
James, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. A little sick, but
Well, more time to sit down and play that Skyrim, huh?
yeah, I wish, man. But a lot of work right now,
So what do you think of the game? Pete wants to know.
What do I think of the game? I really didn't think this would live up to the hype for me, because going back a bit, my buddy Connor and my buddy Luke, we've been playing these games since Morrowind came out for the Xbox, got to be 2002, 2003, whenever they came out, and my word, this game is exactly what I wanted. They did a lot of things wrong in Oblivion that I think they fixed with this game, and specifics, we can get into that. But I mean, what do you think, Pete? How have you enjoyed it?
My number one thing that I think they improved over Oblivion is that the whole world feels unique. So whereas in Oblivion,
exactly,
all the forests and the outside areas, yes, they were varied in some of the locations, but the dungeons and everything, they were all cut and paste. They all felt the same. Whereas in Skyrim, every freaking
dungeon editor for all the dungeons in Oblivion, right?
Yeah, something I'm sure they probably did, because they started to feel very much the same.
Mm-hmm.
But in Skyrim, every freaking dungeon I've been in has been unique and different. It's so unbelievable. And just the way they hide them in the game world One of the most
Oh,
unbelievable areas I've been to in the game so far is where they have that big, huge waterfall that's like heading down the side of a mountain, and one of the dungeons is like hidden on the side in like this castle. I don't know. Everything is just so varied and different and unique.
Hey, Pete, do you just kill random animals when you're playing?
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's
like a random cow? Would you just because like
yeah, you got to do that, man.
as much as it pains me to kill those poor little deers and rabbits. It helps first of all level up either your one-handed or your magic, but then you also get the hides, and I need those hides because it levels up my smithing.
yeah. Now, what is smithing? Is that making leather and stuff or what?
Well, yeah, it's any kind of material, so leather, iron, steel,
Yeah.
and then you even crack, because then once you make it, or stuff that you don't even make, you can just take it and level it up more. So you can get, let's just say, a sword that has like 15 attack, but if you level it up a couple of times with smithing, it can have like 30, 35 attack on the same weapon.
Are there any
That might
goats in the
easily be
game?
The favorite thing that I added. I love the smithing skill, but I think I have mine up to like 70 already.
Nice.
Goats and pie. I'm sure there's probably a goat in this somewhere. I don't know.
Good, because I'm gonna hunt all the goats and kill them.
There's thousands of goats, man.
Oh, it's funny.
I think Gamester's getting a little horny for goats. Goats, horns.
Which, by the way, just a quick update: Gamester's dog did come out victorious on the last
It was close.
tournament battle. Which, for those of the listeners listening live right now, some of them probably have no idea what we're talking about. But I encourage you right now to go to our forums, because the current battle in the All Gen Gamers tournament battle, which is an elimination style tournament of things that have come up in the show over the past year and a half. Last battle, Gamester's dog won over Johnny's goat, 41-38. The current battle is the human centipede versus the Serbian baby. And last time I checked, the human centipede was actually in the lead. Let me see what the score is right now.
Dungeon editor for all the dungeons in Oblivion, right?
Yeah, it was something I'm sure they probably did, because they started to feel very much the same.
Mm-hmm.
But in Skyrim, every freaking dungeon I've been in has been unique and different. It's so unbelievable. Like, and just the way they hide them in the game world. One of the most unbelievable areas I've been to in the game so far is where they have that big, huge waterfall that's like heading down the side of a mountain, and one of the dungeons is like hidden on the side in like this castle. I don't know. Everything is just so varied and different and unique.
Hey, Pete, do you just kill random animals when you're playing?
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's
like a random cow? Would you just because like
Yeah, you got to do that, man.
as much as it pains me to kill those poor little deers and rabbits. It helps first of all level up either your one-handed or your magic, but then you also get the hides, and I need those hides because it levels up my smithing.
yeah. Now, what is smithing? Is that making leather and stuff or what?
Well, yeah, it's any kind of material, so leather, iron, steel,
Yeah.
and then you even crack, because then once you make it, or stuff that you don't even make, you can just take it and level it up more. So you can get, let's just say, a sword that has like 15 attack, but if you level it up a couple of times with smithing, it can have like 30, 35 attack on the same weapon.
Are there any
That might
goats in
easily
the
be
game?
The favorite thing that I added. I love the smithing skill, but I think I have mine up to like 70 already.
Nice.
Goats and pie. I'm sure there's probably a goat in this somewhere. I don't know.
Good, because I'm gonna hunt all the goats and kill them.
There's thousands of goats, man.
Oh, it's funny.
I think Gamester's getting a little horny for goats. Goats, horns.
Which, by the way, just a
funny.
quick update: Gamester's dog did come out victorious on the last
It was close.
tournament battle. Which, for those of the listeners listening live right now, some of them probably have no idea what we're talking about. But I encourage you right now to go to our forums, because the current battle in the All Gen Gamers tournament battle, which is an elimination style tournament of things that have come up in the show over the past year and a half. Last battle, Gamester's dog won over Johnny's goat, 41-38. The current battle is the human centipede versus the Serbian baby. And last time I checked, the human centipede was actually in the lead. Let me see what the score is right now. So everybody in the chat room, get on the forum, allgengamers.com, click on forum, and then you'll see the round 2 battle
Pete, I gotta say, I love the way you say tournament.
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 No, you don't say tournament like that. Tournament? What do you say?
Tournament.
I don't know. Whatever you say, it's funny. It's fucking hilarious. It's like satin.
Saga Satin.
The human centipede is currently up 24. the Serbian baby is at 19. So whoever wins this battle will actually go on to face Gamester's dog when we get to that point.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
You know what? I know dogs like sniffing butts, but I think 3 in a row might be too much for the dog to deal with when you got the human centipede linked up there.
I'm kind of rooting for the human centipede. I'll have to be quite honest.
I think the whale is going to take the whole thing. The Star Wars whale. I've got odds. I think that's the one to watch out for.
No, I think the throw-up controllers that come from behind Victor.
The throw-up controller. You know what? So just wait, because somebody's going to homebrew themselves a fighting game that has all of these characters in it. And we're going to end up having like the throw-up controller doing combos against a human centipede that's going to be fighting Johnny's goat and Gamester's dog.
He's going to throw like vomit out of the controllers or whatever, some shit. It's like hilarious.
Yeah, so Jason, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what you think on this, because it's a first-person RPG. So maybe for you, this, you know, and on the PC, hell, you know, it should play great on the PC. I bought it on the 360, by the way. I'm not even going to get into it. I bought it on the 360. End of story. So when I go back to make my second character as a thief, you know, a year from now or so, I'll buy it on PC.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm looking forward to it too. I mean, you know, I'm not really into investing that much time into something like that. I don't know that, you know, Lord of the Rings is so much.
That is another thing. This game is epically huge. Like, I'm 25 hours in right now, and I've probably seen 5% of what this game has to offer.
That's crazy.
In terms of quests, and it is unbelievable. That's the thing. It's like I said, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the fact that it opens up the entire game world to you from the start of the game almost, that's a bit much. Which is why right now I'm kind of just trying to stick to a couple of cities and get what I need to get done in there. I'm not even touching the other cities that I can go to right now. Right now I'm doing the Thieves Guild quest, and once I finish that up, I'll, you know, move on to another big arc. Because another thing about the quest in this game is you can take on like a really small miscellaneous quest, just like a fetch quest, and that quest can turn into like a quest line that lasts for 5 hours.
Yeah, from what I've heard, if you want to run through the main story of the game, 20 to 30 hours. But if you want to do every single possible side quest that they have at present, 300 hours.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it seems about accurate. And you can totally ignore the main quest. You can not do a single portion of the main quest and just do side quests if you want.
Wow.
Yeah, I think my wife did that the first time she played through Oblivion. She ignored main quest almost entirely until she'd done almost all of the side quests. And then the main quest was such a cakewalk because she was so leveled up.
Which I wouldn't encourage, because some of the main quest stuff I've done right now gives you some pretty cool stuff that you're going to want to have. So I'd encourage doing it.
Right on.
Right on. Right on, man. Right on.
Right on.
Another cool thing is the dragons, which everybody knows there's dragons in the game. But the randomly scripted events with them are kind of cool, actually. Like, I went into one city in the mages, like I was going to the Mages Guild building, and I was just talking to the woman to like advance my quest, and all of a sudden she like takes out her weapon. I'm like, what the hell? She's gonna attack me? She's like, nope. Fucking dragon comes right down on top of us. And now we killed the dragon, and I think the bones and the remains of the dragon are gonna remain in my game for like ever. I'm pretty sure.
It's cool.
Nice.
So wherever you kill one, just hope it doesn't, die on top of something important, because it's going to be there for a while.
But Pete, would you agree that kind of if you like Lord of the Rings, you'd like Skyrim and vice versa?
Yeah, this is like the Lord of the Rings of video games.
Yeah, totally. And Jason, to your point with like the hundreds of hours, whatever you don't have time. I mean, I know you put hundreds of hours in Battlefield, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love
it's the same kind of thing. So as long as you like something, it really hours doesn't really.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you. Yeah, I totally agree with you. If you like it and you want to invest in that, for sure, completely agree.
Yeah.
So, how about another call? To throw him in
do it.
there. Hey, we got Steven on the line. What's up, Steven? How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
So,
What's up,
how about your second question there? That would be good.
Yeah, I was wondering what you guys think about the whole Mario versus Peter conflict going on.
It's really stupid. I wish I had gone to that event though, so I can get my Tanuki tail and ears.
Shit.
Going for like $100 on eBay. Shit. I would have been there trying to get like 5 of them, throw them up on eBay.
Now, I'm going to be honest, like, I just recently heard about this just before we started recording. So, like, what's the deal here?
Okay, in a nutshell, PETA, who everyone knows are the most incredibly sane human beings on Earth, sweet God, why are they allowed to reproduce? They have decided that, ignoring the entire lineage of Mario games and all the power-ups, he skinned a raccoon for his suit in the newest one on the 3DS, and that's violence towards animals, and they're preaching violence towards animals at Nintendo, and therefore this is horrible, and they need to, burn him in effigy and create little games of Mario running away from a skinned raccoon in a Flash game on their webpage, etc., etc. They're saying that it's promoting teenagers and kids to want to abuse animals. Now, ignoring
Because
the fact that because Mario is wearing a suit that looks like a raccoon, they're saying it's going to make people want to make animal skin suits.
Why was it a big deal when Mario 3 came out?
Because PETA wasn't around then.
That's stupid.
And because they're idiots. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to open my big old mouth, and I don't care who gets mad about it or what. These people are some of the most retarded idiots on the planet. I'm surprised they can tie up their own damn shoes. I mean, seriously, what the fuck, people? Mario is wearing a Tanuki suit, and you're saying kids are going to go out and start skinning cats to make the costume? What? Like, holy shit.
That is stupid.
I'm sorry.
Kids aren't even going to be able to catch a fucking squirrel. Come on.
Plus the fact that the power-up that turns him into the Tanuki is a leaf. It's not like he jumps.
So you're telling me that promotes marijuana then?
Yeah.
No, there you go.
You know, so then we got the whole FDA against us, and shit.
Fuck that. Just shut all video games down. Shut them down.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, there's bigger fish to fry. No pun intended, right? I mean, the
wildlife's getting involved now. Fuck that.
The wildlife is getting involved. Shit. You know?
Well, you can't go playing English cram school because that's going to make people into rapists.
Yeah, that's stupid. This is the first time I ever heard of that whole PETA versus Mario, and that's stupid.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, these guys get the most bizarre reasons to get pissed off and run around. I don't know.
I didn't see the teachers getting pissed off when in the early 90s Mario Teaches Typing came out. He's taking our jobs. He's taking our jobs. God damn it.
That promotes a class system in which all of a sudden everyone has to type, see?
And they're not teaching the way we do, so fuck them.
Yeah. Or him throwing fireballs. Maybe that promotes being a pyro, and that promotes setting things on fire. Who knows? It's stupid.
Yeah, so I hope so that's what we think of it, Steven. Thanks for the call, dude.
Getting us worked up, Steven. Thanks for the call.
And that's my 2 cents, see?
Yeah, god damn it.
Speaking of Mario, did anybody else here pick up Super Mario 3D Land? Unfortunately, that's what Nintendo wants us to call it. Not Super Mario Land 3D. Stupid. You know what the reason why? And I was listening to the Giant Bombcast, and someone said this is probably why they call it 3D Land, is so that when they remake Super Mario Land in 3D, they can actually call it that.
Well, I think it's also because bringing the Tanuki suit back makes it overtones of Super Mario 3. So they're calling it Super Mario 3D Land, because it's the Super Mario Land sort of style of gameplay.
The funny thing is, though, I mean, some things in here kind of like remind me of Super Mario 3, but for the most part, it kind of, I don't know. It's a good game, but it kind of reminds me more of like Super Mario 64 meets Mario Galaxy, but without the 3D kind of aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's what it looked like.
I'm on World 5 right now, and there's 8 worlds. So far, it's been the easiest Mario game I've ever played. Like, the levels are so short and simple, which is not entirely a bad thing. I actually kind of like the short levels. They would last about 2 to 3 minutes long, which I thought was perfect. But the beginning levels were kind of short and uninspired. But since the middle or end of World 4, the levels have been starting to get really challenging, and it's starting to get pretty damn awesome because the 3D effect is used really well. So people that were kind of on the fence about picking up a 3DS, I think now that we have Mario, now that we have some remakes of like Zelda and Star Fox, I think it's starting. And Skylanders, which apparently is a big hit among 5-year-olds and 30-year-olds.
Oh, whatever, Mr. Pokemon.
Yeah, I'll keep flipping my virtual cards.
Pikachu.
All right.
No,
All right,
I mean
now
Skylanders looks pretty awesome. I would totally get it if it had online, but I'm not going to sit in my room and collect $8 toys for it because I know, just like in Eye of Judgment, if I got addicted to something, I'd have to have every one of them. And I just don't feel like spending $300 on Skylanders.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I've gotta say this because someone just mentioned it in the stream there, and God damn it, Nintendo, you fucked me again. I wasn't gonna get a 3DS. I was gonna wait, except for the fact that they announced that Mega Man Legends 3. I was gonna wait for after the Zelda game came out because I just knew they were gonna do a Zelda Edition one. I knew they were. I missed it on the Game Boy Advance SP. I missed it on the DS, and God damn it, they're releasing a 3DS Zelda Edition that's black with a gold Triforce symbol and nice detailing. It looks so pretty.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
It looks so pretty.
Asshole.
I might get that, but I might get it in the the PAL version, so that way I'll have a PAL 3DS in case the game ever comes out that doesn't come out here. Do it that way.
Good idea.
That's damn sneaky.
Yeah.
I like-
Damn.
Well, now I feel better.
The 3DS is not region free. The freaking bastards. So
They're not.
no.
It's not
Well,
like it's not like that PSP.
Speaking of the 3DS, I picked up a game for the 3DS about a week and a half ago. Been enjoying it, and it's Holly. I know Holly's in the chat, Dog in My Lens. And I was listening to the OKS podcast, and she recommended getting, let's see what game, 3DS, the Williams Pinball Hall of Fame game for 3DS. So
Wow.
it's up, $30.
How
Did
was
that come
that?
out?
Fantastic. Really enjoy it. There's the only thing I don't like about it. I mean, the 3D is fantastic on it. You can kind of play it upside down in a sense that one screen's kind of the marquee, and the the 3D screen is actually the gameplay, right? So you can flip it upside down, so the marquee is like on the top. But the one thing I don't like about it is it comes with 7 games or seven tables, where the other one came out like with 13.
Yeah.
So like they kind of took away half the pinball machines for it, but it's a really good game.
What's your favorite table on there, man?
Favorite table, I really like Funhouse.
Yeah.
I like Taxi a lot. And Black Knight's pretty cool too. How about you?
I don't have it, but I like all those tables. I think Funhouse is definitely a fast table, like when you're actually playing the real table,
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Funhouse, yeah.
Yeah. And Holly's saying it feels so real. Feels so real. No, it does. The game does feel real. Like actually like you're playing a 3D game. The 3D is really good for it. So
Nice.
$30 new, it's not too bad.
Now,
Nice.
when you say the 3D is good, does that mean that it doesn't have as much of a sweet spot, kind of like Ocarina of Time or other games where you just barely move your 3DS and it goes kind of whoa on you? And
Yeah, it's not
Like,
that bad. It's not that
it's not
bad.
that bad. It's better. Okay, good.
We're saying sweet spot and we're saying feel so good. I feel like another orgy is going to be happening here soon.
it's
Oh
gonna happen.
God! Don't get him started. I can't talk to Holly ever again. I can't do it.
It's awkward for me, man. It's awkward.
It's actually just because she turned me on so much.
Voice, I'm telling you.
Vinted Video Game Geek, he's saying Dynamite Ducks in 3D for the 3DS is funny.
Oh God!
But no, it's a really good game. I mean, Pete, you should definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, I plan on it because I have one of them on the Wii, but I still haven't played it. But I've always wanted it on a handheld, so I think it would look amazing on the 3DS. Is it $40 or is it $30? How much is it?
It's 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just picked up another game on my 3DS, and that is Harvest Moon: Tale of Two Towns 3DS or 3D, whatever the hell they're calling it, and it's pretty good. I'm actually pretty blown away by the 3D graphics in this game. It's actually one of the best uses of 3D I've seen in a 3DS game. It sort of has this pop-up book look to it. Really, really cool looking in 3D. But the one aspect that I'm not very far into the game, I'm maybe like an hour in, but unlike most Harvest Moon games, they kind of separate your farm, apparently. And I'm not further enough in to know if I'm ever going to have access to crops or not. But at the beginning of the game, you have a choice to pick a farm that focuses on animals or a farm that focuses on crops. So I picked the animal one, and I'm not sure if I'm locked into just raising animals, but I'm not able to plant crops right now, which is kind of strange. I'm assuming I'll be able to, but it's a little different. So yeah, anybody that's a fan of Harvest Moon, you know what to expect here. If you've never played a Harvest Moon game before, I would not recommend going into this one first. But if you're a fan of the series, it's a pretty cool game.
Nice. So we're celebrating a birthday today.
Uh-oh.
You know whose birthday it is?
The Xbox?
So, yep, 10 years old.
10 years.
Jesus. I feel so old.
And Xbox Live is 9 years old today.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, the original Xbox.
Wait a minute. So that means my gamer tag should be 9 now.
You've had it the whole time?
Yeah. I've had it since day one and never canceled.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes me feel old that the Xbox is 10 years old.
Well, what are some of our let's talk about that. What are some of our favorite original Xbox titles? I know what mine is.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I mean, mine's definitely Halo. Halo was...
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's, it's everyone's, right? No, I know there's a lot out there that are great, but for me, in that time, it really was... That was the reason for me to have an Xbox, was Halo. Because at the time, I had already had a PS2. And I was already playing that. Now, you guys remember, I think I've talked about this before, but the games that came out on the PS2 and the Xbox, there were a lot of cross-platform games there that were back and forth. Of course, they had their exclusives. But, so I had a PS2 and I was buying all those games. But when Halo came out, it was like, oh, wow, okay. Well, yeah, kind of have to play that one. So I remember doing Halo LANs with my buddies. One of the first times really doing a console like network multiplayer. You had to bring in the whole fucking TV. You had to get the Ethernet cable. Oh my God. I can't even believe it. That was so awesome those days. But I know there's tons of stories like that out there. But what about you guys?
Well, just going back to like Xbox Live and everything, I really enjoyed the first Unreal Championship. I played that online a lot, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. Of course, Morrowind was the game that, really made me appreciate having my Xbox. Totally worth having that game. Panzer Dragoon Orta was also pretty good. Another game with Xbox Live that I actually really, really enjoyed, and I kind of missed the old school style of it, but the original Ghost Recon on Xbox, playing that online was incredible. Because that game, one shot and you are like dead. So, I don't know, it's pretty interesting to play that online. Kind of similar to, I wouldn't call it similar to SOCOM, but I really enjoyed just the tactical feel of it.
How about the Fable games?
No, I never played Fable. No, believe it or not, maybe a little known fact about me, but never played any Fable game. Of course, how can we not mention Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic?
You stole mine. Bastard.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. That game's incredible.
It is incredible.
I don't know, John, what are some of your others?
I mean, Knights of the Old Republic, like Phantom, Project Gotham Racing, classic series of racing games. Man, there's just so many good games I like the Midway Classic Race Hits, although granted, it was on the other systems as well, but
those are fantastic games in general, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic games.
What about, did any of you play Mech Assault? The original, one of the launch games. Yeah, playing that online was insane. It was so much fun.
And don't forget about Otogi 1 and 2 were fantastic, and Panzer Dragoon Orta.
Yeah, people have been recommending Otogi to me. I have to try those out. That looks pretty cool.
They're really awesome.
From Software games, action beat 'em up, right?
Yep. And fully destructible environments. And honestly, I spent an hour going through one level, just destroying literally everything. Leveled the entire thing. It was just awesome. So cathartic. If you're having a really bad day, just throw that in and just start trashing the shit out of everything. It's so good.
Another game I played online a lot was the first Star Wars Battlefront. The game was fun.
Battlefront, yeah.
I never played the second one.
The second one was good. I like the second. It's too bad that they don't make the Battlefront games anymore. They made a few for the PSP, right? But they didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
it's
I never
fun.
played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
Go ahead.
Mike.
Well, I was just gonna say when it came to Xbox for me, I kept getting broken Xbox all the time. Like every Xbox that I got crapped out right away, or I got it used and it was messed up, and so I had to fix it. But the only two games that I really recall really playing for the Xbox a lot were Ninja Gaiden and Jet Set Radio Future. Those were the two main ones that I always played. Anyhow.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio was an excellent game too.
Yeah, I remember my brother got that, and he got it with that free music sampler, and I still have that disc. They had amazing music in that game.
Now here's a trivia question for you guys. Why did they change? Why did they call it the Xbox? How'd they get the name Xbox?
Because it's the insides of it are actually from a computer, like an old computer board.
All right, it's good answer. Anyone else?
Because Sexbox was taken.
Sexbox was taken. I believe it was you that patented that, right, Jason?
Right, I did, yeah.
Were
89. I got that in 89.
were the circuit boards laid out in an X shape inside of it?
Good answer. Good answer. Anyone else? Pete.
I have no idea.
Well, they originally going to call it the Direct Xbox, based on the technology. I kind of like what Mike was kind of going at, and that's what Microsoft initially wanted to call it. They did. In fact, Microsoft hated the name Xbox, but they did some test marketing, and they kind of asked their customers and consumers and asked, "What do you think a good name for it would be?" And a lot of consumers said Xbox. Just shorten it down to Xbox, not Direct Xbox, but Xbox, and it stuck.
Yeah, because DirectX, it's a Windows technology.
Right. Yep.
I mean, just think of all the crazy names for consoles. Like, I remember when I first heard they were calling it Xbox. I'm like, what? That's crazy. And then the Wii came along. I mean, Christ.
Oh, geez.
What people thought when they first announced Wii, people could not believe it.
I think everyone was running around and grabbing their crotches. I know, I sure was.
Well, I would have done that
I was
regardless.
doing that before that.
Yeah.
Doing it regardless.
That's a given, brother. I hear a console coming out and grow it right to it, you know?
Look at this.
But now, what bothered me was the fact that the original name was Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How badass did that sound?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
what about the Dolphin with the GameCube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dolphin.
I
know,
sure as hell would want a console called Dolphin. That would be freaking
Or
awesome.
Whale would have been better, but hey,
Yeah,
Dolphin.
Whale would have been great. Yeah, Nintendo Whale.
But man, no, it's and that's why the island was called Isle Delfino in Mario Sunshine.
You know, Eric, in the forums that you mentioned, I'm sorry, Rob, I didn't mean to cut you off, but real quick, Ultra, remember Ultra 64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still have the Game Fan magazine that has the unveiling of the Ultra 64 on the cover.
Yeah.
Man. Nintendo, what's up with the console names, guys? Come on.
Wii U, PU.
Oh, God, don't even get me started.
Just a quick update for the tournament battle. Currently, the Human Centipede is ahead 27, but the Serbian Baby is making a swift comeback with 26 votes.
Ooh.
It's 27, 26?
Yep.
Wow.
These are some close battles, boy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close.
And then I guess we'll have to get some sort of a commemorative piece of art done up for the grand champion when it's all said and done. And then they can put it
battle. The next battle is the Whale versus Star Wars Whale, so that is going to be one for the ages.
on. That's going to be a tough one. See, that's going to be down to new hotness versus classic original. Let's just hope the Star Wars Whale doesn't pull a new Coke.
Yeah, right.
Because that just went over well, didn't it? Oh, that was such a terrible soda.
The Coke too? Yeah.
Yeah, the new Coke.
It was bad.
When they were.
Well, it's supposed to taste like Pepsi, right? Or whatever. It was a new formula. That's the same one I'm thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in the 80s when they that's
Right.
why Coca-Cola is now called Coca-Cola Classic, because they released this new one intending to do away with their original recipe.
Yeah.
And it lasted all of I think about 6 months, and the reaction to it was so terrible that they had to go and release Coke Classic and slowly phase out new Coke.
Hey, Rob, do you remember Pepsi, Crystal Pepsi or Pepsi Clear?
Oh,
Okay, you know what? I'm
Pepsi?
so
That shit
glad
was
you
good.
asked that.
Yeah.
I missed that. That was such a hallmark of the 90s.
It was so classic.
Oh God,
It's,
I was thinking about it the other day and like tearing up. Why don't we get a retro re-release of that? That'd be so badass.
it was all clear, right? Completely.
Yeah.
clear, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It tasted like cola, but it was completely clear. It was so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Crystal Pepsi. It was good stuff. You know, I have a can of that somewhere still laying
Oh
around.
my God.
I think it's
even
probably
to John. He's got that shit stashed somewhere.
I do. I got some more shit. You know, stuff somewhere.
Do you guys remember Orbits?
Yeah, and it had
Yeah.
like, little chunks floating in it. Yep.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
doing some maintenance work for my job on an office of this guy. It's in his big investment firm, but he had a bottle of it sitting on the shelf in his office. A bunch of other drinks that were from the same company. He used to run the company that sold that.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, I remember Orbits. That was such a awesomely weird drink. So I chatted with him about it for a bit and sort of shook his hand. And I was like, oh, high five for you because you invented Orbits and that's awesome.
You know, I think Mike probably drinks the most random shit every time I listen to the podcast he's on. He's always got some random drink he's drinking, you know. And
I got the stuff next to me right now, actually.
yeah, what are you
It's
drinking right now, Mike?
It's called Kern's Nectar Mango.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good
I
stuff,
can't
dude.
stand those kind of drinks.
That's like
Oh,
so
it's
syrupy.
really
it's
thick
so
one?
smooth. Like I don't know. Like I can only stand a little bit of it. Like it's just a little bit kind of drink, you know.
Kind of agree with that. Like taking a whole glass of that nectar stuff, it's like drinking syrup. It's
I'm
crazy.
pretty
so-
sure if you drank a whole glass, like you'd probably be leaking out the anus because
guys-
it's a little much.
Well, I do that anyway, Mike. So
Straight out
it's okay.
the straight out the anus.
It'd be
What if it's first
leaking. Like you wouldn't even have time to make it to the bathroom with your 3DS in your hand. You would not get there. It would be in your socks by the time you got there.
Good.
So-
Nothing says loving like a little anal leakage.
Have you guys seen those machines that they have like the 100 choices in one sodas? Have you guys seen that? The touchscreen and everything?
Yeah, those are so cool.
They're so cool.
I haven't seen those. Where are those?
Oh my God, they're great.
Oh man, I don't know. They're every once in a while, like usually they're like, I don't know, Quiznos or whatnot. Sub shops will have them. But it's like they have this touchscreen and you have like maybe 15 different flavors, like base flavors, like, you know, Coke and Sprite and root beer, whatnot. And you click on it and you got like raspberry Coke, strawberry Coke, orange Coke.
It's all completely like custom
Oh.
flavors. You can make
Oh, it's-
anything. Yeah.
I need to find one of those, and I doubt
So
they exist
good.
in Canada.
So good.
Sorry, Rob.
The poutine just isn't making up for all of this. You realize that, right?
Oh man. You know what?
It does.
You know what I got to say about that?
I know, but man, look, you got like 8 billion flavors of chips, 3 million custom pop machines, and what do I got? I got poutine.
Hey, speaking of which, speaking of poutine, I'm actually in Eugene, Oregon right now for work. And I'm heading down to Portland tomorrow
Oh.
to make a poutine run.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go to a Potato Champion.
I'm going to go potato champion.
Yeah. Go down there and
Yeah.
drop my name. You know what? You know.
I will. Mr. Heine sent me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm going to probably hit up ground control afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like the
Arcade
day
thing.
I had that day. That was
Dude.
great.
It's an epic day. Epic day.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Good old Northwest, but man, it's fucking cold up here right now.
Yeah, it sucks
So
right
cool.
now. Yeah.
It's like overcast and dreary.
Yeah.
But
Hey, well, how about another question? Let's throw another one in here. We have Aquas on here, and he says he has a bus story. He overheard. Well, I'll let you tell it. Why don't you go ahead and let everyone know what happened on the bus?
Hey guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You're really quiet.
Oh, really quiet. I'll fix that briefly.
Oh, there we go.
Yay!
There he is.
there it is.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So I was just taking the bus home from the mall tonight. I go to casual gaming sessions to play fighting games at the mall at a game store.
Sweet.
And so yeah, I was coming back and I got on the bus and we're taking off and the outside is nighttime tonight. Yeah. And looking out, the moon is like pretty big and it's kind of half full and it's really orange. And these two girls behind me see the moon and they're like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty cool moon. Is that a harvest moon? And then it just made me think of the podcast right away because I'm like, well, they said harvest moon, but then they started talking about the game's Harvest Moon. And
Nice.
I was just like, oh my God, this is awesome. And they're
Right.
sitting right behind me, mind you. And so one of them started talking about the game. I don't know which one, but she was like, "Oh, yeah, I like to name the cows. Like the first cow, Moo, and the second cow, Moo Moo, and the third cow, Moo Moo Moo." And then I just laughed. And then then she was like talking about how it's kind of annoying. And I'm just like, "Oh man, the all gen gamers were right about girls in the Harvest Moon."
Yeah.
So it makes me
finally-
feel great that I'm playing the one on 3DS right now.
That's
Man,
hilarious.
you have some really interesting conversations on buses. That never happened to
sounds
me
like
when I was
wife-
on buses.
Sounds
man.
like wife material there.
We need, now, tell me, did you bust a move?
Yeah, I would have turned around.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I would have turned around with my troll face and been like, "You don't say."
I did say something to them. I just kind of said like, "Oh, I played the SNES game, and yeah, it was kind of annoying too. I only got about halfway through, and I didn't really have anything that funny to say, but I decided to say something."
Yeah, you got to. That's cool though.
Retro Snow in chat says that girls should never make you think of a podcast.
It's pretty good.
We need the
But
love
yeah, I just
doctor
wanted to share
online
that
right now.
quick story.
No,
with you
good story.
guys.
Man.
That was an
I thought
awesome story, man.
at first I thought you were gonna like say sinistermoon or something like that and tie it into like.
Well, the moon in general is just so ominous, you know? I mean,
Yeah, good story, dude. Thanks for calling
Good
in.
stuff, man. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks. Love the podcast.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I would have been like, "Wow, what's up with the Harvest Moon? You don't say, baby.
What's that?
You come here all the time on line 15? Yeah, this is a nice bus, huh?"
That's
Riding
where
on
you
the
put
bus.
out the pickup lines. You know, you get them for days.
Yeah, that's
No, and
you.
me.
That's all you.
I
and
probably
you.
would have been playing the damn game while they were talking about it. Like, turn around,
You would have been like, "You mean this cow?
You-
Boom, right here."
You'd be sitting on the bus and you're riding shoddy. Then you listen to a couple of hotties start talking up the Harvest Moon. What comes next? Bust a move.
What comes next? Hey, bust a move.
Yeah, you gotta hit that up, man. You hear a couple of girls talking about games like that, man.
I was just
That's
talking
rad.
about this with a couple episodes ago, right? We were talking about that with gaming in school and it being casual. See, that's what I'm saying right there. See?
Yep.
People.
Keep it cash.
Yeah, people are playing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party in the back, business up front.
Oh man, you did not just compare gaming to a mullet.
Nah, not at all.
That's just dirty.
Nice.
That's 3 teeth gaming right there. Free teeth gaming. Got my mullet. Business up front, party in the back.
So, hey guys, I got some an important announcement to make. I'm kind of excited about this. This is something I've been working on for a long time now, about a year and a half. And I know I made some announcements on Facebook and Twitter for those who follow me, and they want to know what's going on. What's Gamester? What's going on? Well, I decided to start a website, Gamester81.com. So guys can roll on over, and it's a good times with my friends. I know Rob, you're a part of it. Jason's a part of it. Retro Snow helping me out. So definitely check it out, guys. Appreciate your support. Gamester81.com. You hear it here first.
Yay.
It's only a matter of time before John has 5 websites.
StarWars.77.com. No,
Yeah,
no, this is actually it's taken me a long time to work pretty hard on this, and
Yeah, the site
I'm
looks amazing.
Yeah, it really
I'm
does,
really
John.
excited, really excited about it.
Yeah,
so.
we're real happy to be a part of this. That looks great.
Oh, thank you. So my buddy helped me out. Big shout out to Dave Smash TV. He helped me out with some of the graphics.
Good
know,
guy. Good
guy. Ross Allman, he helped me out with my logo. My friend Tyler Griffin helped me out. So there's a lot of people I just want to thank. I wouldn't have really made it possible without their support and help. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude. It's great.
Oh, thank you.
Gamester81.tripod.geocities.com.
I was going to make it Gamester's Dog versus Johnny's Goat.com, but I figured that's a way too long of a domain. People would not have gotten it. So
You know what? And there's no need to beat a dead goat.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Here we go.
Games31.com.
A little late on that one, Jason.
Well, I was in a different one. I was doing the crowd applause. Give me some breaks here.
You will come up to the professional standard of this program, mister.
Yep.
All right, so
another caller.
Well, I don't know. There's just too many people.
Well, I've got a quick update on Aliens Infestation.
Oh, let's hear it.
I'm up to the 3rd boss fight right now, and I'm still loving the game for the most part. But I do have to say, I tried so hard to go through without losing a single Marine. It's not possible.
Really?
It's not possible. Not at my skill level, I guess. The controls for the combat are quite clunky at times, and they get quite difficult. And the boss fights are just unbearably cheap. They force you to die at least once per boss fight so far. So that's getting frustrating, and I'm getting a little bit kind of ticked off with the combat, but I'm still just loving the graphics, the story, and the characters. I'm really enjoying running around, and the sound effects. I am floored by the sound effects because they've managed to lift all the sounds from the movies. Like for that submachine gun, it had that really distinctive report when they pulled the trigger. That is the exact sound the gun makes, and the sound of the grenade launcher doing that thunk, and then the grenade exploding. It's all in there. So massive kudos to these guys for absolutely making this game so well. I ended up in the space jockey chamber from the first Alien, for those of you who know what that is, where there was that creature that was kind of stuck to that giant chair just before they found the egg chamber. He's in there. So there you go. Amazing game still, but the combat controls are just starting to really tick me off.
Gotta get back to that game. I forgot I even had it. With all the other games that have been coming out, like, man.
Well, that's about what I have time for. I mean, we're on. Also, for those of you that know, my wife and I are expecting our 2nd kid, and any time now. The official due date is December 7th, but I'm pretty much on Amber Alert because we've hit the point where the kid could show up anytime between now and that day. So gaming time is pretty much relegated to a few hours while I'm dozing off before sleep time, and a couple of hours here and there on weekends. So I pick up the old DS, and I'm so glad I got the XL for this game because the graphics are so nice. So pop open the DSi XL and give it a go. Yeah, Pete, get back to it. Definitely. Let me know if you feel the same about the controls for the combat and for the bosses.
Well, from what I've played, I'd kind of agree that sometimes the controls are not optimal. And the first boss, the one that you were stuck on as well, yeah, that thing was tough. There's no way I can kill it without losing a Marine, so
yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
It took me about 15 tries to do that one without losing a Marine. I did eventually do it. I had literally 1 pixel of health left when it died, and thankfully, when that happens, after you finish that fight, you don't have to kill anything else. It does a story jump and refills everyone's health. So I got away with that one, but since then it's just been too hard, too impossible.
Well, how about a question?
Let's do it.
I like it.
We got Mikey on the line here. What's up, Mikey? How you doing?
How are you doing? Pretty good.
So, what did you got here? Let's see. Your first question's good. Why don't you ask that one, sir?
Okay. If your life was, oops, that's from last week. Oh, if your life was a video game, what would it be titled? Jason's could be possibly called The Adventures of Sugar Cookies.
Nice.
And that would be what it is. And it's so funny that you put Subway Sugar Cookies as your profile picture. You just trying to get my attention or what?
Yes, sir. Last week I put Hydro Thunder.
Look at you. It's putting in work. I love it.
What, people are changing their pictures on Skype to get your attention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those sneaky bastards.
Yeah, Sugar Cookies looking hella good too. Telling you that. So yeah, that I'll go with that. That works. Jason and the Adventures of the Sugar Cookies. That sounds great. It'd be Gamesters. What would yours be? Yours be Gamester, the punny guy.
Romance of the 5 podcasts, or sorry, Romance of the 5 channels.
System Hunter, or I don't know, the Game
Goat
Hunter,
Killer.
Goat Killer. I like that. Has a nice ring to it. No, I don't. I really don't know. It's like a tough one. I don't know. The Channel Creator. No,
The Channel Maker.
Lord of the Channels.
Lord of the Channels.
There you go.
How about you, Pete? Did you answer?
I don't know.
To be honest, it could be his channel name, Pete's Games Room.
You know what? I got a great idea for a game for yours, Pete. It just hit me. It's basically Pete's Game Room 3D. You fucking walk into his game room. You can look around at everything. There's Pete there waving at you. Everyone bitches about his room tour. Fucking put the game in and play it, people. Just play it.
Room tour 3D.
Take
That's
your
the game
own
right
room
there.
tour. Exactly. There you go. That's why they pay me the big bucks over here.
I think that Johnny's, although he's not here, would have to be a fighting game, and it could be Battle of the Millennium.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I've already seen Rob in 8-bit, so I'm thinking just throw you into Mega Man 2 and call it a day.
Pretty much, that's what I'd do. I'd just ROM hack it and put my sprite in there. I'd be happy.
Hey, Rob, you know what vehicle Johnny would be driving in his game?
The Millennium Falcon?
You got it, the Millennium Falcon.
You're starting to catch on, John. You can't.
I know. He's
jokes
slick. He's
anymore.
sly.
Yeah, you leave your
Look at
book
this
over
guy.
here, you know?
Look at this guy. Yeah, I leave my book, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry. I hacked your database.
Well, thanks for the question.
Yeah,
Mikey.
great
Thanks for
question.
listening.
Good question. I like it.
Did Mike answer that question?
I'd probably
he
just do Sinister Moon, and it'd just be like a really super hard shmup. Like it'd put like Ikaruga to shame.
Nice.
Every
Are
time
you
I
sure?
think of your name, I think of the moon from Majora's Mask. That's what I think of every time.
It could be Sinister Harvest Moon. It could be like a really evil farming adventure.
There you go.
On a dark farm of evil.
Digging up dead people and whatnot.
There you go, planting dead people and trying to grow body trees. I like it.
Who's next?
I don't know. Intermission?
Cue the
And now-
intermission music from Monty Python.
We need a word from our sponsors, like those old radio shows.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
Today's program is brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. Smooth, delicious Camel Cigarettes. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend smoking Camel Cigarettes to reduce stress.
Yeah. I don't think we're big enough to have ads yet. You know? Sponsors and shit.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. No?
There you go.
More Ovaltine, please!
Oh, actually, I have an update. Okay,
Yo, what's
so you guys probably knew my Nintendo Wii has not been working correctly last like 2-3 months. Like it just freezes up mid-game, and now recently it won't even launch. Like it goes to the health and safety screen, you know, and it usually says press A to continue. Mine doesn't even do that; it just locks up.
Oh man.
So this is my launch day Wii that I waited in the cold for in the Northwest. John, you know what that's like.
Oh, yeah. Well, all too familiar.
At Fred Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even go to GameStop then, you know? Fuck it. So, anyway, it's my launch day Wii, and it's freezing up and not working now. It just won't even turn on. So I was like, man, I was thinking about going out and like buying a new one, which I don't have it in black, and I've wanted that one. But
Don't you have the red one, though, Jason?
Yeah, but I'm keeping that one sealed.
Okay.
So I said, well, I'm going to call Nintendo, see what they say. So I call them, and they obviously they're like, "Oh, it's out of warranty." I'm like, "No shit," you know. But they will take it in and repair it. Now, I'm not sure if anyone has ever done this before or even gone down this road, so that's why I'm talking about it. I wanted to let everyone know this is the procedure. This is kind of how it works and how much it costs. You kind of get the breakdown, so we all know if it ever comes to that. Basically, they send you a label, a prepaid label, and a box, and you ship it back to them. What it is, it costs $75 and $10 shipping, which they gladly waived for me. But it's $75 plus $10 shipping, and they take it in. It's a 2-week turnaround time. They fix the console, and then they send it back, and it's all good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and sneak in my random weekly question right here. So, which is... Nintendo sends you back the console, they repair it, everything's good to go. But they also send you something else with it. What do they send you with it? What do they send with it? Something else other than the console.
Bubble wrap.
A box.
Okay.
Their warmest thanks.
Club Nintendo points.
Okay. All very, very good answers there. The correct answer, however, as soon as I get my sound effect here queued up, correct answer is a rubber backpack, you guys.
A rubber backpack?
What?
Yeah, rubber backpack. But
What is there any kind of design on it?
yeah, it's just a black rubber backpack. So that's basically all you get there. So thanks for playing.
Wow.
Just got little straps and just all rubber, made of rubber. So
They sent you a black rubber backpack?
yeah, it's pretty nice. You can take it anywhere, the mall, school, the bus, whatever. Put stuff in it, your lunch maybe, anything.
Yeah. Huh. You can use it for protection too, huh?
You could. Yeah, I mean, if you had some duct tape, you could tape it up. Yeah, anything you want. It's rubber. All rubber. No, anyway, but really the correct answer is that they do extend the warranty 1 year from the time they fix it. Which
Okay,
is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So, I mean, that, for me to keep my launch console with all the games and all the save game data, that makes sense. So I went ahead and did it. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will get it back and it will be all fixed because I'm excited to play Excitebots again online with people.
People still playing that online?
Are you kidding me? That's so active. Pete, you haven't even opened it up yet.
I know.
So shut up.
I'll tell you what, Pete will open Excitebots if you'll watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Deal. Deal.
You go first.
Wait a minute. You have to play it with me, though. You can't just open it and be like, yeah, I opened it up. Fuck you.
What, you mean pull a Johnny with pure solar? Jesus.
Oh, nice.
Well, he did open it.
And he took $400 off its value in the process. So he might as well play it now.
Well, yeah, but see, he thought that it was going to be the original one with the soundtrack and the fancy and it isn't, so he wasn't as worried.
Oh, I forgot. So his isn't worth that much anyway, so. Yes. Which reminds me, I actually played some Pure Solar over the week. I went back into it. Because I think we were talking about it last podcast too, and I'm like, what the hell, I'll play it. So I played it for like another 2 hours, did some grinding, made it to the next town, bought some new equipment. Game's really good, except the only thing is, it's like sometimes the enemies seem a little unbalanced still, Got to do some crazy grinding to level them up. It's pretty insane getting to a new area.
Grinding.
Now, I've got to ask something of you guys. It's a question I thought of the other day while I was driving around at work. If they were to make a new console, say some company that's never been heard of before, new to the market, made a retro-style console, a 16-bit cartridge-based console that was brand new and were releasing brand new games and intellectual properties for it, would it sell well in the current market of gamers?
Oh, of course. If they let it, if it wasn't sold, even if it wasn't sold in stores, if they just put that online, I think a lot of people would buy it. Because the whole 8-bit, 16-bit, like retro-style games is a big thing right now. Like a lot of retro-style remakes and everything. Like, look at Mega Man. I mean, it just shows that people are willing to accept retro-style games today. New retro games, I should say.
That's kind of what I thought too, and it's something that I would love to see, personally. Because I just, as we keep going, I really miss old school games, and I would love to see a new system where you could go to the store and you buy that nice big box with the cartridge and the full color manual with lots of nice artwork in it, and just that style of game collecting to come back would be so amazing.
I definitely miss cartridges.
Yeah,
I love the smell of them.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, plastic, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing like cracking open a new game and just smelling it.
So you know what you should do, Jason, is just like hoard like the most common game for the Genesis and Super Nintendo, like sealed copies. So get like Sonic Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog 1's on Genesis or something, and Mario and Duck Hunt's on NES, and just like crack them open, smell them.
Yeah, just
once a week.
That sounds great. I need my fix.
People used to look at Johnny like we were nuts because we'd go and buy a new game. The first thing we do is crack the shrink wrap, sort of pop it open a little, and take a deep sniff. We're like, oh, fresh game.
It is nice. I do the same thing with electronics, though. It's weird.
Yes, that nice sort of plasticky, fresh out of the factory smell. So good.
That sounds nice. Well,
now I'm getting hungry.
Speaking of retro games, we've got Vaughn on the line. What's up, Vaughn? How you doing?
Hey guys, not too bad. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Well,
What's up, bro?
we're hanging out. So you have a question about some nostalgia or retro?
Indeed, I do. So anyway, as gamers, obviously, like we all are, and probably have been playing games since as long as we can remember. At least I have. I was just wondering, and like, we all probably have games in our past that bring up like really immense feelings of like nostalgia and longing for that time when you first played it. And so I was just wondering which games, if any, well, there's probably going to be some, which ones bring about that feeling the most for you guys, and why?
Of nostalgia, or
yeah.
Well, I can probably, as Johnny and I are the two that swim in the oceans of nostalgia on a minutely basis. You can ask my wife; she's so tired of the word nostalgia. For me, amazingly, it's Metroid and Super Mario Brothers 2, because those were two of the games I got with my Nintendo for Christmas, and I remember opening, especially Metroid, and putting it in and playing it, and I played that steady for 3 weeks. I mean, the entire Christmas break I was on there morning to night, and then back at school, every time I got home from school, it was just straight onto the Nintendo. The music, the graphics, everything about that game takes me back to that Christmas day, and the same with Mario 2, because it was the first time I played that one at all, and it was just such a great warm feeling, remembering Christmas morning, going downstairs and finding a Nintendo set up attached to my TV ready to play, and spending the whole day, with the eggnog and the Christmas breakfast and candy canes and chocolates, and my Nintendo Player's Guide open to the map so I could navigate through the entire game. It was just so such a wonderful, awesome, fuzzy memory. So for me, that is one of the strongest nostalgic games.
I want Rob to sit there and like tell me a bedtime story or every night. You know what I mean? Like it just.
Well, sometime I'll tell you guys.
Rob, be great.
I'll tell you guys the story of that Christmas sometime, because that was just John once a year around the holidays always asked me to tell him that story. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pete, what about you?
I'm not gonna say like probably any game that I got with my system. So like bringing the system home for the first time or getting it on Christmas, whatever that first game is, have so many memories tied to playing it for the first time on the console. So like talking about Dreamcast, probably like Power Stone, Sonic Adventure. The Genesis, my first games would be like Chakan, the Forever Man. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers that game. Of course, Sonic 2. Even if you want to come more recent, like on 360, I'm telling you, years from now, when if I ever pop in like Perfect Dark Zero, the game's okay, but just the memories of that being one of my very first 360 games, or Ridge Racer 6, I think the nostalgia for a game is built up even more when it's a game that you get for the first time with your new console.
Yeah.
Or Yoshi's Island 2. I got the Yoshi's Island 2 bundle.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, not Yoshi's Island 2, sorry. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which came bundled with my Super Nintendo, so I'll always have crazy nostalgia anytime I play that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great game. Great game.
I agree.
I think for Peter, you done?
I'm done.
Okay. You never know. I think for me personally, I'm gonna like go way old school. And one of my first games I remember playing as a kid was that Smurf rescuing Gargamel's castle for the ColecoVision. And I don't know if you guys ever played that game. It was also on the Atari 2600. But it's such a simple game. There's maybe 4 screens. But I played that shit for hours. Hours and hours. And I was just in awe. It was like my first platforming game I ever played. because before that I was playing like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and whatnot. And then after that, I would probably say the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES. Love that game. It's just one of those games that you just play and the music hits and you're just like nostalgia overload. So those are my first two picks I think of. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would agree. Any of the games that came with the consoles, I think that was a great part there, Pete. It's so true. You just become attached to it because for a long time, usually that's about the only game you have
The
to
only
play.
freaking game. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially back in the 90s and stuff, like launch titles weren't as well, I guess in most cases they're not even that great today, right? But back then, there wasn't a whole lot to choose from. So, and being on a budget as a kid, it's our parents' budget, right?
Yeah.
So we'd only used to get a game or two. But yeah, I mean, I remember Super Mario World, of course. All that sort of thing. But one thing that really comes to my mind, of course, it's one of my favorites, Donkey Kong Country. You guys know. I remember, and when I just got it, and I was playing it, and I got to all the ice and snow levels, and I remember just looking at it, saying, "I cannot believe how amazing the snow effects and the graphics and the backgrounds." It was mind blowing for the time, just mind blowing at how the game looked, and I couldn't believe I was playing it on my Super Nintendo. And I got to those levels, and I just felt cold. I felt like I was cold in those levels. And then I looked outside. My room had like a skylight on it. You could see outside, like through the roof, kind of, and it was snowing outside. Mm. And you know how rare that is in the Northwest, for the most part, to see any type of snow at low elevation. But it was snowing outside, and it was just like I was at the snow level in the game. It was just a really... Like I made this weird connection, and I can't get it out of my mind. I think about it every time I go play those levels. It just hits me. Thinking back to, 95, 96, whenever that was. I think it was 95 when that came out. So that's just some of mine. But like Ridge Racer for PS1, oh hell yes, Ridge Racer 1, Destruction Derby on that PS1. I remember that freaking Christmas morning. Ah, God, good times, good times.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you about Donkey Kong Country. When the blizzard approaches you from the background and it keeps getting closer.
Yeah, and it just starts changing and the weather changes. I mean, God, it's so ahead of its time.
Do you guys remember back in the day, like when the Super Nintendo first came out and it was really big, like the display units they have at like the Nintendo store and the department stores, it always looked better on that screen than it did at home.
Yeah, it was like the perfect size, the perfect resolution for the console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I remember playing at the store. Donkey Kong Country just blew me away graphically. And I got that cassette tape, that, the promotional tape that they sent out through Nintendo Power.
Yeah, the VHS tapes, right?
Yeah, the VHS tape. Yeah, classic. And just the hype for Donkey Kong was great. So now isn't Cranky Kong, isn't he the original Donkey Kong? Is that the deal, or what's the deal with that?
I think so. Yeah, I think they originally set it up that he was supposed to be the original Donkey Kong that was kidnapping Pauline.
Yeah, Pauline. Yeah,
and throwing the barrels. Yeah, I think you're right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Speaking of Donkey Kong, I modded my Donkey Kong arcade, and I remember a couple podcasts ago, I don't know how long ago, but I mentioned that D2K, the Jumpman Returns game, that was a mod that guy made with 4 new stages to the original Donkey Kong arcade, right? Do you remember that? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
So I picked it up. Ty Laurie, my friend on YouTube, he kind of let me know where to find this. It's at I think romhack.com. I forget the website, but you can Google it. And for like $75, you get this chip in the mail, and you can actually add it to your Donkey Kong board, which is a little bit more complicated. Like, I'm a noob when it comes to like modding shit from an arcade and working with stuff, right? So I took it out, and Ty was on the phone. He set me through it. It wasn't that bad. He had to use a screwdriver or whatnot. And it adds 4 new levels to the original Donkey Kong. The cool thing is you can switch between boards. So you can, like, if you hold first player, second player, you can actually switch between the original Donkey Kong board and this new one. But it also adds like cutscenes, and it changes some of the other scenes as well in the original 4. Are you guys familiar with like the original 4 Donkey Kong? Like the Pie Factory scene in the original arcade game. If you just get on the top level, you pass a board. You don't have to go necessarily up the stairs to Pauline. In this version, you do. So this is much more challenging, but it's a fantastic game. The boards are awesome. The new levels, really great. So for those of you who have Donkey Kong the Arcade, I definitely recommend checking out. It's called D2K Jumpman Revenge. Fantastic game. It's like I played for hours, and it's like freaking hard as hell. Hella hard. So
I gotta come
cool,
over.
though.
I gotta come see it.
You gotta come over, Jason. It's pretty tight. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some looking up on that because I love the original Donkey Kong arcade, so I'll have to check that out.
I think you can get the ROM for it on MAME, but there's a certain thing you have to do to get it to work.
Okay.
So, but yeah, definitely look into it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have to see if I can get that on one of my little emulator gaming machines.
Yeah.
How's that Star Wars coming along?
Getting it fixed. Actually, guy actually in locally, he repairs. I did what I could, and it was something. So it had something to do with the monitor. So it was something out of my hands. I couldn't. The board itself, the monitor board itself works. The monitor itself was not working right. So he's helped me fix it, and he's actually modding it to work. Play Empire Strikes Back on it as well. So you can get both Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back on it, which is cool.
Nice.
So, and the basically same kind of thing. You can just to switch between games, you hold the two trigger buttons for a couple of seconds, and it switches between the two boards. But Empire Strikes Back was initially by Atari. I think came out in 83, 84. It was vector style graphics as well, but a little less common because it was like a kit that you'd turn into your Star Wars into an Empire Strikes Back one. So that's cool. So I'm really excited that it's going to be ready within a couple weeks, hopefully. If all goes well.
Sweet. You'll have to let us know how it goes when you fire it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that when it comes in because those Donkey Kong and Star Wars are like my two favorite arcade games of all time. So it'd be cool to have those ready. Definitely.
And you own them.
And I own it.
Awesome.
Yeah. My next one I want to get is Tapper.
Oh
the
yeah,
Budweiser Tapper.
beer tapper, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's a cool one because you have like the holder and you can put your beer on, and it's got Budweiser. You got the tappers that those joysticks. It's really cool.
Nice.
So,
Jason,
Yes, sir.
why don't you check and see if we have any callers from the UK? Because currently, just a shout out to our UK listeners. People have been setting their alarms to wake up because in the UK it is currently 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we got a
Oh
lot
my
of UK.
Lord.
I saw the comments on the YouTube post. Everyone's like, "Gotta set my alarm. Set my alarm." It's like, wow, all these people are from the UK.
it's dedication.
It's so great, I mean, that really is dedication. Shit, try to get me out of bed. Fuck. Have
it's
a
like-
good night, son of a.
I think we'll do a time where we try to get something in the afternoon, but it's hard because like we mentioned before, the four of us all work and we have day jobs,
Let alone
and,
the guest.
Yeah,
and then
just
guests.
hard
And it's
to
hard to line up everything. And Tuesday nights seem to be the kind of night where we all kind of say, hey, it works out. But no, I appreciate it. Definitely. It's not like that we don't want to record during more convenient time for everyone else. It just happens to fall that way.
Yeah, so big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, not just Europe, but fans in South America and whatnot, wherever you are, in the world, Australia. I know we got some
a lot
Australians.
of Australian
Shit,
fans.
yeah.
In the US, yeah, fuck you all. We know about you guys.
We know, yeah.
And don't forget about all of our friends up in Canada.
Oh gosh.
Canadian.
Oh, totally, eh? God, don't forget about the hosers up on the north.
Oh, I have a
the
question.
border.
Is
It's like-
Ben is Ben in the chat room, Broland? Is he in there?
Probably.
I
I
don't-
saw him before.
I don't know if he is or not. And I brought this up to Rob. I can't remember who posted this. Somebody posted a picture because it's someone up in Canada. Someone posted a picture of a sign on a restaurant that said, "We're so sorry, but we're out of poutine." And they tagged me in it, and I was like, "Oh my god, no!" And was that you, Ben? Just a slow side note. Ben's not even here. He's out of here. He's gone.
Sleeping.
He's like, screw this podcast.
Come back, kid, with your beady little eyes and flapping heads. Hey, buddy. Hey, that's racist, buddy. That's racist. That's racist right there.
Oh, it was DJ. It was DJ. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, DJ.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
that's right. I couldn't remember who it was.
that's pretty much grounds for another riot if we run out of poutine up here.
That's pretty low, mister.
Yeah.
If I had a rubber hose right now, I would beat you with it.
Oh man. Comeback Kid keeps quoting South Park the movie, all the Canadian lines. Just got the one up there. Hey, fuck you, buddy. Ha.
Hey, you mentioned South Park and whatnot. Kind of brought me back to remind me Beavis and Butthead's back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Have you guys seen the new episodes?
Yeah, I've seen every episode so far, and they are great.
Is there somewhere I can watch this other than like cable TV? Is there somewhere else?
I download torrents, but that's me.
Oh, okay.
Talk about nostalgia, man. I loved that show growing up.
Yeah, so good.
Wait, so my question is, all these years later, do the voice actors that do Beavis and Butthead, do they sound the same?
It's just one guy.
Yeah, it's one
really?
judge.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Beavis sounds a little bit different though.
Yeah, like on his screams. Like, didn't the scream sound off? Like when he
Yeah.
screwed his hands together? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But no, it's classic shit though. It's so
yeah,
funny.
definitely.
We got to think he's like what, 20 years older now?
Well, not that
15
old.
years? When that come out? It was the early 90s,
90,
wasn't it?
92, like 94. I think 98 was the movie, right? I don't know when the movie came
It was
out.
a while ago. I don't know.
Yeah, Mike
Jesus.
Judd. Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah, because now he's also the voice of Hank Hill, isn't he?
Yeah. King of the Hill. He did the whole King of the Hill. Yeah, that show's not around anymore.
Because that voice was first used in one of the old Beavis and Butthead. They had a neighbor that used to
Mr.
talk
Anderson.
like that.
Tom Anderson.
Tom Anderson was the neighbor?
Yeah, pretty sure, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he had the exact same voice and the same demeanor as Hank
Yep.
Hill.
Yeah, and he actually liked propane as well.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I miss King of the Hill. I actually really enjoyed that show.
It was a good show.
Just
Right on.
checking it out here. Created by Mike Judge and ran from January 12th, 97. King of the Hill started in 97.
Yeah, and the end of last year. It's a long run.
Yeah. Man.
Not as long as the Simpsons, though. Simpsons are never going to die, man, at this rate.
Oh, man. And I hate to say it because I know there's a lot of really big fans out there, but they need to stop now. They need to let it go with grace, leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
Because they've
been around forever.
Oh, the longest running TV series in history, apparently. Just in general, animated or otherwise. Apparently, it's the longest running TV series in history.
Wow.
That's
What, Simpsons?
yeah, or at least I know animated for sure, longest running. But I thought someone said it was also no. The soap operas have to have that on lockdown because those soap operas have been around since the days of radio.
Yeah. They've been around for a long time.
Well played, sir.
Well, thank you.
But one thing, just last thing about cartoons I want to mention here is I'm kind of excited. Seth MacFarlane, the guy who does Family Guy, they're making a new Flintstones series.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's gonna be the creator of the new Flintstones.
Oh
Wow.
my!
So that'll be interesting when that comes out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I love Family Guy. It's funny stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been feeling this the season of Family Guy. Like the last episode was pretty funny, but I don't know. Not really feeling it this season.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Of course, we were renting the DVDs, but I can usually find it funny just because I really enjoy that randomness that they've got, where it just out of nowhere they just smack you upside the head with something that makes no sense, but it's still awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you do any Family Guy impersonations, Rod?
Oh God, putting me on the spot when I'm not warmed up. Oh my goodness.
Well, warm up with Marge.
There's some people there would talk about the loyal order of Balchinians there. Isn't that right, Brian? I don't do Brian. I don't cut that. That probably sounded horrible.
That was pretty good.
Good.
I also really like doing Bender from Futurama because I just love his character.
I can quit drinking anytime I want. I don't have to drink. I have to just bite my shiny metal ass.
Someone's saying, "Do Sean Connery hitting Marge?"
Oh God, that's Jesus. Is he gonna beat her like his second wife? I said no talking back in the kitchen.
I don't think I like you in my house.
Oh my god!
That is some good shit right there. Oh, crying.
Oh.
Beat you like my second wife.
Beat you like my second wife.
Where did Pete go? Where's he?
I'm here.
He's playing Skyrim right now or some shit.
Yeah.
He's probably playing Skyrim. Johnny used to ask me to do. Have you guys ever seen a movie called "Don't Be a Menace to Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood"?
Yeah.
Why? I cannot believe you actually are bringing this up. Last night, before I went to bed, you guys know how you do. You lay in bed and like watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Am I the only one? No? Okay.
No, I do. Yeah, for sure.
I was totally watching clips from that movie last night. This is so strange.
Well, he used to, because there's that scene with the bum that walks up. He's like, "Can I get some directions?" And he goes like, "No, man, I'm about a bunch of cap in your ass." And he goes, "But I suck your dick." Well, Johnny used to always say he wanted to hear Sean Connery being that guy. Walking up and saying, "Excuse me, can I bother you for some directions?" "No, man, get the fuck out of here. I'll pop a cap in your ass. But I'll suck your dick." Well, I then just go back here.
Yeah, the guy's, "I got these cheeseburgers, man." It's like, I don't want any cheeseburgers. Like, I'll suck your dick.
Oh.
Crying over here.
That's funny.
Good shit.
Speaking of cartoons, it's not really a cartoon, it's an anime, but I forgot to mention this last week. But I've been watching the Persona 4 anime, which for those that don't know of Persona 4, one of the best RPGs you can play on the PS2. But what really surprised me is just how true this anime series. It's brand new, by the way. You can watch it online. It's only a few episodes in, like 7 episodes in. But how true it is to the actual game. So anybody that's played the game before, and you watch this, like it is almost one for one with the game. It's unbelievable. So someone like me, if I ever want to catch up on the game, like try and remember the story, like watching this anime is like playing the game almost. It's actually a really good show, but if you've never played the game before, you might be a little confused because it goes at a really fast pace. Like I'm talking 3 or 4 episodes in, and it's probably like 20-ish hours, 15 to 20 hours worth of game content that they plow through. So I'm curious to see like what someone would think of it if they've never played the game before, which I wouldn't recommend because it's going to spoil the game for you. So yeah. So anyway, Persona 4 animation, you can watch it on animenetwork.com. Pretty good show.
Excellent.
Nice.
Well, now don't everyone hurry up and talk at once now. We don't want to overload the system.
So what have you guys been playing recently? Jason, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing actually quite a bit of Modern Warfare 3 survival mode is what I've really been playing quite a bit of.
Now, okay, let's get into that a little bit more because we don't really talk about Modern Warfare 3 much. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, it's a great game. I don't think I only have one complaint, and it's like gameplay related. You know what I mean? Which is, I hate the fact that you can't reload when you're running. If there's anything they should have learned from Battlefield series or any other shooter for that matter, yeah, it would be you can reload while you run. So that really bothers me. But other than that, the game's fantastic. I mean, we're not going to get into the fact that, it's a game that's like many, many years old, uses the same game engine, even the same maps, same everything, same sound.
Yeah, but they've come to the point where they've almost perfected it.
Yeah,
and they have so many people playing the game. Like, if they made a drastic change, I mean, people would be in an uproar.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is the best Modern Warfare out of the bunch. But I mean, I'm really partial to the first one because, again, like the game you get on your console launch day type of a thing. That the Call of Duty 4 was the first. The Modern Warfare game was the first to really just change the way that that whole tactical a modern type of a combat game works, and I love it for that. But I mean, really, Modern Warfare 3 has everything that you would want in a quick run and gun type of a shooter. I even liked the campaign. I thought the campaign was great. But really, what makes it for me, you guys, is the co-op, the survival mode. They've got let's see, how many maps? 16 different maps, all different difficulties. You know, you just fight off hordes of enemies. But also it goes in waves. So wave 1 will be X amount of people, and you kill people, you get XP, and it levels you up. And you also get money that you can go and buy guns, upgrades, all these different care packages and perks and all that sort of thing. It's actually really good. I really like it. I found myself playing it all day today. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, really, to tell you the truth, worked all week, and then I came home and, had some time to play that and put in some time with that. So yeah, I like it. I think if anyone is interested in getting it, I don't see a reason not to. I think it's great. And I know Pete, even you're talking oh, wait for it to come on sale, again, I mean, it is kind of the same sort of thing. So, don't expect it to be this new epic great. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same old bag of tricks, but just a few new tricks. And, I mean, I don't know.
I just really...
It never goes on sale is the problem. That's the problem, is that, I think it'd be great if you'd get it. But honestly, I can't see you spending $60 on it. And it's never going to go on sale,
Well, I don't know. I just don't feel like... I want to play the campaign, but it's really short. But then again, I want to play online, but I don't want to have to deal with the terrible community that's out there, getting blasted by 12-year-olds and hearing cursing all the time. The community of Modern Warfare sucks.
I agree.
Straight up.
I completely agree. And that is why I'm really focusing on this co-op, because it's two people, it's you and a friend only, and you go in and you work together and you really try to fight off these hordes of enemies. You really work together. It's great. I really like that. If that mode wasn't in the game and it was just the normal online, I honestly would probably feel kind of let down.
And the Modern Warfare series, it's gotten to that point now where, because the gameplay has remained so much the same from game to game, it's like in most shooting games where you pick them up, everybody starts on a blank slate. Everybody has similar skill. They're learning the game. Not with freaking Call of Duty. Because it's the same thing. So people that are experts at the game coming over into this one, they're going to freaking own you. So unless you play the game constantly, it's probably going to affect your experience if you're constantly dying.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, given some time, I was pretty decent at the Call of Duty games, but I usually only play them online for a month or two. So I don't know if it's going to be worth my investment of time in that game. I might just pass on it altogether, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you that find yourselves, and this is just something I want to pop in real quick, for those that hate that online experience where you're getting, mouthed off by a teenage kid that's just rude, crude, disgusting, you'd like them to shut the hell up, and they're just poning you left and right, and you're getting sick of it. There is a community out there called the Geezer Gamers. And my brother introduced me to this back when the original Xbox Live, before the 360 even really came out. And it's a group of guys that have put together a community with a forum and with everything else. And it's 26 plus for age. And these guys are all about just playing for the fun of enjoying the game. And so if you want to get on and you can get in with these guys and build a friends list with them, and then you can play these games like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. And there are guys that are ex-military in there. There are ex-firefighters, police, SWAT team members, and then just run-of-the-mill trades and average Joe guys all across the map. But these guys are great. I went on the very first time I played Halo Online, and one of them set up a room for the two of us and showed me all the different weapons and how to use them and where they'd be hidden on the map and how to go through the game. And then he brought in about 8 guys, and we just played some King of the Hill. We played some Team Deathmatch, and it was a really good experience. So for those of you out there that are sick of what they call the Timmies and dealing with that, check out geezergamers.com. Set up an account and just start chatting and meeting people in your time zone. It's a really good way to get into the games without having to deal with the that uphill struggle against the pros online, as it were.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. Sounds like an advertisement for an online gaming dating service.
No, so I just thought I'd toss that in there because we've commented on it a few times, like that sort of being nervous to get your feet in the water because of, getting blasted and having your rankings go down. So yeah, it's just, I found it to be a really fun place. My brother introduced me, so he's still on there. And the group that I chatted with, I was in the forums quite actively for a long time, and they're just really good guys. So yeah, check it out.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to take another question. We've got Jason on the line here. Another Jason. What up, dude?
Hey.
Are you there still? I know you've been hanging out for a little while. Thanks for being patient.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So you got a question there. Why don't you roll with it?
Yes, I do. Here we go. So I have to ask you guys, what if your favorite game from the past came out today, and how might it be received?
Favorite game from the past. And if it were to come out today, well, it probably wouldn't be received very well, to be honest with you. I think when you kind of agree that, like, the technology is so advanced right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know that it almost be like kind of spoiled in a way. People would be like, what is this crap? But then again, what's old is new, right? So like what's coming back around now, people want to see all this, kind of 8-bit styled, type of a game. Maybe good. I don't know. I don't think it'd be received well, though, most games in today's world. I don't know. Rob, Pete?
Well, depending upon what the game is. I mean, everyone is well aware of what my favorite game of all time is, and seeing as how Mega Man 9 and 10 did so well, I'm pretty sure that if they released 2 in this day and age, it's what those 2 were based on. So, although without it having been released in the past, if it was only coming now, yeah, that's a very tough one to answer.
Yeah, it is.
I think that the retro look and the retro feel are very popular these days, but it would need to be something truly special to take a foothold in this era. Like Low G Man for the NES would not be making a whole lot of friends these days in this climate.
Pete, Mike, anything?
Most of my favorite games are either in television games or arcade games, and I don't think most of the in television games would be so hot, unfortunately. But I could see Miss Pac-Man doing pretty good still.
Yeah, an old classic, right? Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong there. Hey, but the bigger question is Ms. Pac-Man regular speed or sped up?
I like the sped up version.
Yeah, so do I. It feels like a completely different game, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, it's not about like eating the dots and the power pellets or whatever, it's about navigating a puzzle almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's good sped up. I like it sped up. Peter Dorr?
That's a kind of weird question, but just think, it made me think of like when we downloaded that indie game on Xbox Live, the Pong game online, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Remember Laggy Pong?
Laggy Pong, a game of tennis. I think it was Laggy Pong. Dude, that square ball went right through my paddle like every time.
So I convinced Jason to download this game. It was like $1 on Xbox Live Indie Game Marketplace, which it's basically Pong, but it has 2-player online, versus mode. And it was we were probably the only 2 people that ever played this game online, but it was so freaking laggy.
Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Sorry about that, guys. I got so excited I was watching the Geezer game. I had to go check them out. So I decided to leave for a little bit. Sorry about
Hey, plug your mic back in.
What's that?
Plug your mic back in, sir.
My mic?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Geezer gamers.
I know, right? Mike, we got Mike on. We're talking to Mike right now.
But while the gamester figures that out, it was so freaking laggy that the ball was like going through our paddles.
Oh God,
I was so pissed.
But it was so much fun at the same time. So I don't know, like if they brought back like a real like Pong on like Xbox Live Marketplace, it's like 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. Could you imagine that? That'd be freaking awesome.
Or like a multiplayer like Galaga or something crazy.
Yeah,
that would be way cool.
Hell
like
yeah.
imagine like MMO Pong, where your paddle like levels up to get different abilities.
MMO Pong. I love
I
it.
was gonna say MMO Pong. Is that like your paddle runs through a field and has to deflect the occasional random battle ball?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Go grinding.
Nice. Well, thanks for the question, Jason. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
MMO Pong.
Random battle ball attacks. You do 2 damage.
Oh, like just think about it. Like you're walking around on the world map, and like
The world
you
map.
get to a random battle, and
All right, is that better?
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
Okay.
Okay, you know I can
Knock around some
picture
ball.
it, Pete. Your character runs around with what looks like a giant white baseball bat everywhere you go, and then you run into another person in the game world, and they do that thing like in anime where they stare at each other and the lightning shoots out of their eyes. It goes battle 1, and then the screen changes to a Pong style, and it's a top-down view, and the guys are holding it like they're bunting a ball in baseball, running back and forth, and there's a ball bouncing between them. There you go.
Pete's talking about a new game that he's developing called MMO Pong.
Okay. So what's the concept?
Basically, runs through a field of wheat with a pong ball. No.
Nice.
That's Jason's concept of an RPG.
Yeah,
in a
there you
nutshell.
go. If you heard it here first.
Like it.
If you make it, they will come.
Yeah, no, we had a question, John. If I think it's what was the question? If another game or older,
If your favorite retro game came out today, would it be received well?
yeah, there it is.
Probably not. What'd you guys say? They were wrong.
I said probably not. Yeah,
Yeah. Probably
and then
not.
and Mike said, like Pac-Man, good old classic, of course.
Well, they've done that
They
because
even
they have the
championship. Yeah,
or the Pac-Man versus. Have you seen that? The 4-player Pac-Man in the arcades and
Yeah.
stuff.
I
that
so
is so
want to try that.
John, you better
So
find
cool.
some. You better find some friends to go with you at ground control because when you walk in, that's right in front of you. It's dead center.
Oh shit!
So
Really?
yeah,
All right, cool.
it's right there.
I'm excited, man. I'm really excited for tomorrow. I can't wait. So, hey, if you guys listeners, if you're in the Portland area, send me a PM. Meet up.
But did you like for what people? I don't think you meant but ground
what?
control. But what is that?
Arcade.
Ground control? It's arcade.
Yeah, arcade.
Because I don't know. You mentioned ground control, but you're like, hey, if anybody wants to meet up in Portland, just send me a message.
Yeah,
Just send me
I don't think they knew where.
Yeah, I'll be at the Sheraton,
Do.
room 112. So you can meet up. I got meat in there. Yeah.
You should go over to Astoria, man, and go see the old Goonies house.
Oh, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nice.
Are you from the Northwest too, Mike?
I live in Colorado, so Midwest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, is Colorado kind of it's West Coast or Midwest? It's kind of like
I think it's Midwest. I'm originally from Washington, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I had that actually conversation too. I looked at it on a map and I'm like, this is kind of Midwest. I think I lived in the Springs for a year.
Oh yeah, there's this really awesome arcade next to Colorado Springs in this town called Manitou Springs.
Mm-hmm.
It is huge. Have you been there, man?
I actually I started getting really heavily into arcades when I was living there, and I actually know the people that own it and the guy that services all their games.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
They keep really up to date with servicing their games. Even the black hole pinball machine that even works there every time I go there.
Yep.
So and that game goes down all the time. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy's
gotta-
name is Mike. He's crazy. He's there every day servicing.
wow.
It's part of his routine. It's really cool. Small world that it is.
I got a crazy arcade story happen to me today. So I'm driving randomly, right? And I see this sign on the side of the street. And it's like the cheap cardboard sign with it looked like someone took permanent marker and it said Vintage Arcade. And it said Second and Blair or whatever. I'm like, all right. Caught my attention, So I tried to drive, and it's all industrial park, like warehouses. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm searching for this place, and I see this small little sign, and it's just like pinballs. I'm like, okay, this looks promising. So I go in this place, and there's no one there, but there's maybe 20 machines turned on. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. Is this open to the public or what? So I go back, and there's this door in the back. I go back, and I poke my head around, like, hello. and like this guy, like they're all working on arcades and shit. There's like 5 of them. It's weird. Like I thought they were like, I don't know. It was the strangest thing. And they're like, I'm like, hey, you guys open the public? It's like, nah, kinda. If you want to check it out, feel free. But they had some really cool games, really cool arcades. They had like maybe 10 different pinball machines and maybe like a dozen arcades. It was really cool.
You're like,
really
I'm just following your sign, dude. I mean, what the hell?
I know, I was following your sign, but there's a lot of homeless here. So like, every corner you get some, like, I wasn't sure what the hell this one was, but it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of random. Yeah.
Very random.
Yeah. Always like stumbling upon like classic arcades,
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, remember Jason, you went with me when we picked up my Donkey Kong. This guy had like a whole bunch of arcade games. Remember that?
Just randomly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he had all these Hydro Thunders, and he had a couple of NBA Jams. The guy had all kinds of cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Oh, did you guys get that picture that I Facebooked of the Crazy Taxi arcade cabinet that I found on the ferry ride over to Victoria?
Yes, I did see it. I did.
Man, the second I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta take a picture for Gamester and Jason. They're gonna love it.
Nice, yeah.
Good old Crazy Taxi,
buddy.
It was doing that too. They had the attract sounds on and the Offspring music playing, and I was just like, oh yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, man. That's a classic one.
Yeah, let's go have some fun.
What's that next to it? Galaga?
I think they had one of those ones that was a Galaga / Ms. Pac-Man next to it. One of the newer ones. That's the re-release.
Do they still, in the re-release, do they still have it so you can access Pac-Man? Because like on the original release of those cabs, it had Pac-Man in it as well.
Oh, really?
And yeah, you had to do like a secret series of button pressing. Yeah, I forget exactly how to get to it, but you can access Pac-Man in some of those machines.
That's cool.
I never knew about that. I'll have to see. Well, I'll look up the code online and then I'll see if it works next time I go over to the island.
You just take another ferry ride.
Well, we go once a month, so I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One cool thing they had at this arcade here that I went today was the Baby Pac-Man arcade. Have you seen that before? It's like a hybrid between like pinball and kind of arcade.
I remember hearing about those.
I've seen a video on YouTube from
John.
John.
Cool.
Black Dog.
Yeah, Black Dog 7. Yeah, he's got an amazing collection. Jumbo Junkie's got quite the collection. Every time I go on that guy's Facebook and videos,
isn't that crazy? He had one little cabaret cab, and then all of a sudden he has all these freaking arcade games and a pinball machine and everything. And wow,
and his room looks amazing. What he's doing,
he's put a lot of work into it, man, for sure. It's funny.
Well, someday, when, as, and how we get a house, I want to have a gaming basement, and I want to get at least 1 or 2 more arcade cabinets.
Nice. Which ones would you get, Rob? Do you have any?
I want to. Yeah, I do. I want my Street Fighter back as the Street Fighter that it was when I first got it because it's very sentimental to me. I want to get another conversion cab that'll have 3-button and joystick, 2-player. That I can convert into a Mega Man the Power Battle that I can dedicate that to. I still need the marquee for that though. So once again, anyone in the arcade communities out there, if you know of someone that can get the Mega Man the Power Battle marquee, please send me a message on Facebook. Let me know. I'm dying to get one. I really want to get one, and I'm hoping not to spend my life savings on it. And then I also want to get another cabinet for a Mega Man the Power Fighters. To have the sequel, which is really hard to get. And it's a CPS2, so it would have to be Phoenixed.
Wow.
Yeah. So, hopes and dreams. Other than that, I would, of course, like to have 1 or 2 really good classic ones. I'd love to have a Ninja Warriors arcade machine, if for no other reason.
Yeah, with the, wasn't it like 3 screens that made one big widescreen?
Yep. If for no other reason than just so Johnny would be insanely jealous, and then again he'd be overplaying it all day. So.
The music to that first level, so good. It gets
Daddy
stuck in my head all the time.
Isn't that Daddy Mulk by Zentata?
I believe so.
Yeah, wicked tune. Oh man, so yeah, that would definitely have to have a place in the arcade room as well.
Nice.
So there we go. Hopefully someday I will have that arcade room.
So, what about Mike? What games have you? Or Jason, are you done? Have you been playing?
Yeah, that's it.
Else?
Yeah, that's it.
So, hey, Jason, I didn't catch. So, obviously, what do you like better, Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3? I mean, what's...
Well, I'm one of those guys that is kind of, very unbiased about things, and I look at each game and give it what it deserves, and I think they're both two completely different games that do two separate things. Depends on what you're looking for. Me personally, I enjoy the Battlefield experience, I would say, more than the Modern Warfare experience. Just the open world, squad-based, it feels like you're in a war zone, where you actually have things to do. Like there's like a timer, and like look at your clock. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You can just walk around and do things. Where, the Modern Warfare experience is very, very much so run and gun. And when there's nothing wrong with that, you have to be in the mood for either or. So I prefer the Battlefield experience, but I love them both, and I think they both have a lot to offer players. So that would be. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very predictable.
Yeah. Nice. All right,
So-
Pete, what have you been playing?
I was gonna pass it off to Mike.
Mike.
Oh, I've been playing a lot of MAME. I'm a total MAME junkie, because I have it on my HTC Sensation as well as my computer, so I like to play it on my HD TV. And I know you guys all probably have some pretty big TVs going, so I definitely suggest hooking up your computers through HDMI or whatever you hook up your computer to your HD TV with, and enjoying MAME, especially if you have like arcade sticks lying around,
Hey, Mike, I have a question though. Do you find that with the HD TVs, it kind of distorts the pixels a little bit and kind of makes it blurry?
No, not at all, actually. I think it looks very sharp, very good. Some games can look kind of pixelated or whatever, but for me, that kind of adds to it. I used to be one of those people that wouldn't want to play the older games on HD TVs because sometimes they look like crap, but I found with MAME going through the HDMI, it looks really good. And of course, on the cell phone, the screen's going to be so small, you're not going to care anyhow.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, I touched on it earlier that I've been playing Skylanders, and
Which version are you playing?
I'm playing the 3DS version because to me that it's more of a platformer in the sense that you can actually jump and do a lot of other things.
So you mean it's not like it's still like a brawler, but there's actually, is it 2D or is it 3D, or like how much different is it from the console ones?
Well, I hear in the console ones that you can't jump. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I haven't played the console ones yet. I'd like to though, because I'd like to collect the trophies on PS3, and plus like all the little figures work with all the different versions, and so that's pretty cool.
Well, have you actually gone out and bought the figures separately, or are you only using the ones that came with the game?
I'm right now. I'm using the starter pack, which only comes with 3 figures. I am getting more very soon.
So, is it true that like you have to buy figures to unlock more areas in the game to get like? So, like, if you just stay with the 3 characters, are there locked off areas that you can't access unless you have a certain kind of character?
That is very true. You have to have like all the different characters have like different elements. And so you'll get to little sections of the level where there'll be a portal that you can jump into, and if you have that element, then you can play that part of the level. And there's also characters that you can buy that, and like level packs that unlock different levels within like the main map. I wasn't too keen on that because it's kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of pulling a Capcom in a way, if you guys know what I mean. But hey, I don't want any guff from you, Rob, man.
You know what? These days you can say anything you like about them.
But no, it is a really good game though. Like, I mean, it's fun, it's captivating. I've got to the last level. You could still get to the last level without having to buy any new characters, because the characters that you have they have different characteristics and everything. Like you have like a powerhouse character and a kind of mid character, like Dark Spyro is kind of a in the middle kind of character, and then you have another character that is very quick and nimble, agile. So I use her for my for the last level, which I'm actually kind of stuck on right now because there's so much jumping involved, man, and you got to be right on. And I just keep getting my ass kicked. So I'm gonna get to it eventually. I'm gonna beat the game eventually. But at this point, I'm kind of savoring it, to be honest, because I do want to go out and I do want to buy more of those figures so I can play more of the game.
Sounds like something I might pick up when it's on sale, like clearance or something.
Yeah,
$70 is the 3DS version is like $70, right?
Yeah, see, I got lucky though, and I picked it up at Goodwill for $30.
Bastard.
So yeah, that never happens, right?
Wow, like brand new too, right?
Brand new. So yeah, $70. That might be stretching it, honestly. Because it's about.
I think you mentioned on your podcast though, like doesn't one of your stores like give brand new games or something to your Goodwill or something like that?
Yeah, if somebody buys a game.
Returns it, yeah.
It returns it, yeah, and then they will. Right.
I've never heard of that before. So, any game that they return to this store, they give it to Goodwill, and Goodwill sells it like cheap. You're saying?
Oh yeah, I've seen all kinds of new stuff in the Goodwill over here. I've seen the PSP Go within a week of the release. I just all kinds of stuff, all kinds of brand new stuff.
How much was that selling for?
It was like I think it was like a good $75 less.
What?
Yeah, and it worked great. I took it out, I looked at it, and I was like, "No way."
I still want to go.
I'm making a trip.
I know he got the Turbo Express. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there's like $6 or something like that at Goodwill.
Turbo Express for $6.
Yeah, with the TV tuner and everything.
I need to find this Goodwill store of yours.
Yep, need to make a trip.
Don't let anybody know what area.
Well, yeah, lately I've been having a problem with. I associate a lot with a lot of the game sellers on Craigslist, and I've been seeing them there lately.
No.
So I have competition. Yeah, they're dipping into the stash.
Damn.
Or just go every morning when they opened.
I go 3 times a week, and I think that's pretty adequate. But yeah, that's about all I've been playing, really. Like, I'm just a MAME junkie, really. I love arcade games. There is a pinball hall that opened recently downtown here, and it has it has like 15 tables. Addams Family, Family Guy. I mean, there's some really good ones in there. So,
you should do a video on that.
Yeah, actually, I talked to the owner the other day, and she's a really nice lady, and that's probably going to happen, actually.
That's awesome. So. I'm excited to see that, because I love seeing pinballs in the wild, man. Like, that's cool.
Definitely.
Right on. Anything else, man?
No, that's about it. I like to keep it so many games at a time. Of course, every now and then I dabble with my favorites. Like I might pull out the ColecoVision or the Intellivision or something, or I got the Sega Genesis hooked up all the time. So,
so Mike, that place when you and we met up a long time ago, like a couple years back, but that gaming store we went to, like downtown, that's closed.
Well, the first one we went to is still open, and those guys are really cool guys. They're my old neighbors, and so for the longest time I'd go down there and we would swap Nintendo games, and they'd do 1 for 1, which you don't get that at many places. So
yeah, cool. Well, I guess I'll kind of mention what I've been playing. I kind of mentioned a few games already. Pinball William Hall of Fame for the 3DS, great game. I mentioned Donkey Kong 2.
Wait, no, John, I have a question about that game, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of the features. So, if you tilt your 3DS, does it tilt the arcade machine?
Yes.
Yes, I figured. That's awesome.
It does. I forgot to mention that, so thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it does. So that is cool. Also been playing Battlefield 3, beat the campaign in that. Dabbled a little bit online, but I get my ass kicked every time. I need Jason there to coach me, be my coach man, my wingman, because
definitely
fucking this school me, man, it's ridiculous.
Gotta play that with teamwork.
Yeah. Finally beat Batman Arkham Asylum. My goal was really to beat that before I got the new Batman. So I was gonna go to GameStop, I know Jason's favorite place, and pick up the new Batman, but I decided to get Skyrim instead. Kind of last minute.
Sorry to interrupt, Jason. I am sending you a video You don't really need video, but you can play the audio. Just keep talking, John. I'll
send it to All Gen Gamers podcast on Skype.
Okay. All right.
Send it there.
Okay. So playing Skyrim, which is great. We talked about that as well. I picked up the Game Boy. Had some nostalgia to play some old Game Boy games, so I picked up. Obviously, started with the Tetris, classic Tetris. What a great game! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan. Great fighter, or great not fighter, but great like a beat 'em up. Let's see what else. You remember that game Boxel? You ever played that? Boxel. It's a puzzle game where this guy pushes around these boxes, and you gotta get them like point A to point B, but it's kind of a puzzle game. Really challenging, kind of fun. And there is the last game I played for the Game Boy was Super C by Konami. It's a Contra game for Game Boy.
Nice. I remember that one.
Super C. Yeah. Awesome. So I just love the Game Boy. And I played it on like the bulky one. You know?
Yeah, the big one.
The big one. Big one.
The real big one.
Yeah. Because I like it big. I'm throwing in there for the orgy just in case.
There you go.
Because you never know. You just never know.
You're giving this guy too much content to work with here. He's not gonna know what to do.
Have you guys been watching what you say since then? Like, is that always kind of in the back of your head there?
We don't really think about it. We don't.
Dude, Mike, we played yours the last week, and like, I mean, I had to listen to yours like
that episode, definitely
a dozen times. It was freaking hilarious, dude.
That was great. He did such a great job with that.
My stomach was sore for 3 days from laughing so hard.
People were laughing because you were laughing, Rob. They were making note of you.
Really?
In the background. Yeah. That's what they were saying on the forum.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, I was trying to be quiet, but it just so... Oh, man. That was just unbelievable.
What's this clip that Pete sent? We gotta listen to.
I don't know. I'm trying to load it right now. What the hell did you send me?
That's just a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's not loading.
The page isn't loading, or the video isn't loading?
Nothing seems to be loading, actually. So let me troubleshoot my fucking computer. Oh, God. Just another day.
Well, in the meantime, I can pretty much sum up what I've been playing lately really quickly. Aliens Infestation.
Nice.
I've already gone over that. Yay and Frustration. So shake of the fist, yet tip of the hat. And also a little bit of Pac-Man and Pac-Man Championship Edition, which I've got to say, Championship Edition is one of the most brilliant. Now, it's not DX. I don't have the second one of those yet.
You got to get the DX, dude.
Yeah, you got to get
you know
that
what?
too.
The Champion Edition is such a brilliant thing because it's made it more contemporary. The music, the way that they've done that music with that beat in the background, then the music gets slowly louder and more frantic the later in the game you go. And the fact that it's a 5 or 10 minute chunk, that's it. You have 5 or 10 minutes and just get as high a score as you can. I love this. I love this concept because I'm finding that I'm competing with myself.
Yeah.
To get the higher score, a little bit higher score, a little bit more.
When I first played, like the first Championship Edition one, not the second one, that's literally like the definition of a game where you're like, okay, just one more, and you can't put it down. Like that game, I would play it for hours and hours trying to beat my score, and it used to drive me insane.
Yeah, I did that for the day that I downloaded it. I did that for hours. I was just one more. I'm just going to try one more time. Just one more game. I haven't downloaded the second one yet, so I'm going to try out DX later. And I want to try out Galaga Dimensions, but that Pac-Man Champion Edition, Mini-Man loves it. He loves playing the Pac-Mans. I got an arcade stick off of Retrocalypse for my 360 so that Mini-Man can sit down and play him some Pac-Man. He loves it. And I've made him a deal. When he can clear the screen once, then he can move on to Galaga, which uses a joystick and a button. So, yeah, develop his skills a little bit at a time so he can level up as a gamer. And outside of that, a little bit more Mario Galaxy recently. Mario Galaxy 2, sorry. I'm still slowly plodding my way through that one.
Those are great games, man.
Yeah.
I love the Mario Galaxy games. You know, they're just fun, and they remind me of why I started being a gamer in the first place.
They remind me of launch day for the Nintendo 64 for some reason. You know what I mean? It's just that's what it reminds me of. I just feel like it's just so, I don't know, similar,
Yes, Mario 64 was such a great experience. And for all that I love to poke fun, and we all do like to poke fun at Johnny for locking me out of his house and not letting me play it on launch day. He did do me a favor of making the anticipation that much sweeter, because when I did finally get it at home, all I did was play it. I just locked the door. He didn't come over for a few days. I just sat there and I played it. We'd phone each other every night and be like, okay, what level are you on? What level am I on? How many stars have you got? How many stars have I got? So good.
So that's it. That's me. I'm done.
It's me.
It's a me.
So, besides Skyrim, which the last thing I want to mention on that game is if you have played Oblivion and you couldn't really quite get into it, but you're not one of those people that absolutely hated that game, if you found certain aspects of it kind of boring, like the constant talking characters, I don't know. If you were willing to give Oblivion a chance, but you just couldn't get into it, I'm telling you, try Skyrim, because it fixes so many freaking problems that Oblivion had. It's to the point where I can't even picture myself going back to play Oblivion ever again. Really, that's just how much better Skyrim is over Oblivion. So that's my final word for now, until next week when I have some further developments.
Nice.
Besides Mario 3D Land and Harvest Moon, what else did I play? I played some more Musha on Sega Genesis. Still can't beat that freaking game, as amazing as it is. I still can't freaking beat it. It's tough. Like that last stage or two are freaking brutal. I also played. All right, now this is the game that I mentioned when I was playing music before the stream. I played a song from it. All right, now listen up. Anybody that owns a Game Boy Advance, and if you like shooters, shoot 'em ups, you must play Iridion 2. Okay, some of you might remember Iridion 1. I was live streaming it. I hadn't played the game in many years, and some of you might remember this game for its graphics, where it sort of has pre-rendered looping backgrounds that make the game look like it's in 3D. And I'm a huge fan of things like this, and it blew me away back when I first got it on the Game Boy Advance. So last week when I was streaming the first one, I'm like, shoot, I never played the second Iridion. So I picked up a copy on eBay, and wow, what an amazing shooter. If you just watch a video on YouTube, search Iridion, Iridion 2, and you can just see the backgrounds. It looks amazing. The camera shifts around with your ship as you move from left to right, and the music is amazing. The power-up system is amazing. There's like 8 different weapons that you can power up 3 times, and they're not just stupid power-ups like, oh, I got a laser beam, and oh, I got a pellet. They're unique. Some of them will shoot in an arc behind your ship, depending upon if you let go of the A button or if you hold it down, it'll swing to the front of your ship. The weapon power-ups are really cool, but just you put everything together, it's just a really well-designed shooter. So
it looks really good. I'm looking at it right now.
It does, right? I mean, it looks amazing.
It looks really good for a Game Boy Advance game. Not even for a Game Boy Advance game.
This is the best-looking Game Boy Advance game I've ever seen.
I'd love to play this on the Game Boy player through the GameCube.
I was playing it on my Game Boy Micro and wow, because the resolution on that thing is it makes the games look even better. So yeah, I highly recommend Iridion 2. Iridion 1 is great, but that's it's going to be a much more hit or miss with shooter fans because it's sort of like a behind the ship view. So it's more like the enemies are flying at the screen rather than this is a vertical shooter on an isometric slant, kind of. So
I'm looking at a gameplay video right now. Oh my God, I would love to get that on my Game Boy Advance player for my GameCube. Strap that onto my big TV.
It's really not expensive either. You can get the cart for $5 or $10. So.
Oh man, that's nice.
Other than that, also today in the mail, I got a game called Rayman Origins for the Xbox 360. Now the funny thing is, it's not like I didn't want to play this game, but when I was at PAX Prime, they had a booth there for Rayman Origins, try it out. And if you pre-ordered it, they'd give you a shirt, and they'd be like, oh, exclusive to here, pre-order and get a shirt and an art book. So I'm like, all right, let me do it to get the shirt. And then you pre-order there on Amazon, and they're like, oh, if you pre-order here with us, will you get the art book? Well, that was a load of shit because that was the pre-order bonus on Amazon by default. So I didn't have to pre-order there to get the art book. So needless to say, I really wanted this game this year, but I actually had planned on canceling my pre-order only because I knew that I would be playing Skyrim at the time, but I forgot to do that. So the game came today with the art book, which is a pretty cool art book, by the way. I'm not disappointed that I got it, but I would have waited a little bit to buy it on eBay a little cheaper. But let me just say that this game is amazing. The graphics are incredible. I was streaming it earlier. The stream does not do it justice. The animation in this game it's unlike anything I've seen on the consoles. Gameplay wise, it's pretty basic. It's going back to old school Rayman. So you just got the jump button, you got your attack, and you got your, you can helicopter yourself over levels with, Rayman's banana hair. I don't know what the hell you call it. And then just the point is to go through the different worlds, the different stages, and there's different things that you want to collect throughout the levels in typical platformer fashion. So you collect lums, which are or if they call them something else in this game, I forget, but you collect these glowing fairy things throughout the game, and at the end of the level, if you collect enough of them, they'll award you with some other kind of creature, I forget the name of it, and you use these emblems at the end of the levels to unlock more levels later on. And you also have to find the cages with the lums inside and unlock those. It's very basic, just another collect-a-thon kind of platformer that's actually pretty challenging. It started off pretty simple, but I'm telling you, it's getting pretty hard. But not to the point where it's frustrating. It's because it's your mistake. It's not mistakes on the level design. The level designs are awesome. But it just takes some, pretty precise jumping around in some of the later levels I'm finding. I'm only on the second world, I guess you can say, like the desert theme world. And I'm really impressed. Just the presentation, the music is really different and unique. And the cutscenes and the animation, it's pretty incredible. So if anybody's a fan of 2D platformers, Rayman Origins is definitely worth checking out. And also, I'm only playing single player. It does support co-op, but only local co-op, but up to 4 players.
Hey, Pete, is that the first game Ubisoft made? Or I know it's like one of their first hits, right?
I don't know if it was the first game they ever made, but you're pretty right in saying it's one of their earliest hits, I guess you can say. I don't know if someone wants to Wikipedia that. I don't know for sure. But I know I used to play Rayman. The main reason why I wanted an Atari Jaguar back then.
Yeah, Jaguar had it, yeah.
Freaking Rayman on the Jaguar.
Yeah, that's not a bad port either for the Jaguar.
I was so happy when I got that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty true. I mean, gameplay-wise, it's a lot faster paced, but it's surprisingly pretty true to the original Rayman,
Nice.
I'm just glad they're done with that Raving Rabbits crap and that Rayman's actually back,
Agreed.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, well, I shouldn't say crap, because believe it or not, I really enjoyed Rayman Raving Rabbids as a launch game for the Wii. I thought it did an excellent job of showing, why the Wii is a console that, gamers should care about, because the controls actually work pretty well. But after the first Raving Rabbids, I never played another one, so can't really say how the series has evolved.
It's all about Wii Sports for me, baby. I'm serious, man. That golf and that bowling, those are my 2 favorites. I still play them.
Yeah, it is fun.
Love it.
It's funny because go ahead, Rob.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, as long as you haven't chucked a Wiimote through your TV yet, like all those people when it first came out.
Dude, you remember seeing those on YouTube, like around launch time for that? Everyone's posting like videos of them playing and throwing controllers through TVs and shit. God.
There was a website called We Have a Problem, WII Have a Problem, and it's all photos of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I remember John talking about that, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 10 years ago when we were talking about it, when that Wii came out.
Yeah.
Feels like 10 years. Can you believe that it's, 5 years old now? 6 years old?
Yeah.
What is it?
Talking about Wii Sports, though, Jason, I saw they have like that on the greatest hits already. Isn't that kind of weird, though? Wouldn't you think everyone would have that game?
Which one?
Wii Sports.
Yeah, well, it came with it.
Right, but they're selling it as an individual, like, greatest hits for $20.
Yeah, because, a year, 2 years ago, they started bundling New Super Mario Brothers Wii, right?
Okay.
So they stopped bundling Wii Sports.
I see.
So then now it's now it's their greatest hits, Yeah.
Yeah, it's greatest hits, yeah. I still need to pick up the new Donkey Kong for the Wii. I need to do that. The Donkey Kong Country one.
It's a great game. It's hard to tell later on in the game, but it's a really good game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right, gentlemen.
Who's has everyone said what they're playing lately?
I think yeah.
Believe so.
Well, it took me all this time to finally get this working. I had to go in and freaking reset all of my laptop's network settings, refresh its IP address,
To play a YouTube
clear out
video,
its proxy
Jason.
settings.
I'm
Seriously,
disappointed.
man with too many devices in here, right? I'm waiting for the ad to finish. I saw this yesterday, Pete. It is absolutely amazing. And I laughed my ass off while watching this, and I just paused it. This is
A recent video. It's not old. It's just put up a couple of days ago.
put up a couple days ago by Machinima, and it's an animation. It is 2 minutes long, 2 minutes 30 seconds, but it is so true and so awesome. Thank you for this, Pete. Hope you guys enjoy this. If I've got fucking audio. Hello.
I love this part of the video.
Yeah,
That's awesome. It sounds amazing.
Hi, welcome to Game Shop. Did you find everything okay? Yeah, thanks. I'm just picking up the new Call of Battlefield. Oh, the new Call of Battlefield. That's a good one. I tell you, they've really nailed down the feel of killing brown people. Huh. How much do I owe you? Would you like to sign up for our Super Power-Up card? No, I'm good. What's the total? Well, how about a free subscription to Generic Game Magazine? No, man, I just want to buy the game. Can I interest you in a butt fucking? Oh, what? Oh, if you have any games to trade in, we'll buy them from you. Say you have a game worth $50. Well, we can take that off your hands right now and give you $6 in store credit. We'll then turn around and put it back on the shelf and sell it for $49.99. We call it a butt fucking. Look, buddy, can I just purchase the game? Oh, yes, sir. That'll be $60. Oh, thank you. But you could save up to 15% if you sign up for our Member Slappin' Mega Rewards program. Member Slappin'? Oh, it's easy. If you sign up right now, I'll get up and slap you in the face with my dick. It's a great deal for anybody. Dude, I just want to buy the damn game, okay? Can I have your email address? What? Why? Oh, it's just corporate policy. We need to take your email address so we can spam fuck your email account with our amazing deals. You know what? No, this is ridiculous. There should not be this much product pushing when all I'm trying to do is buy a fucking game. The whole conversation should just be, hi, I'll take this one. That'll be $60, sir. Here you go. Thank you, sir. Here's your game. Come again. That's all. That's all you gotta do. I don't need all this extra bullshit. Well, gee, I'm sorry, sir. You know what? I'm sorry too. It's just I'm just frustrated because I feel like this place used to be an amazing store where I could come in, meet a friendly face, buy a video game, and walk out. And now every time I come in, I just have all this stuff shoved down my throat, and I just wish it would go back to the way it used to be. Yeah, but, you know, sir, if you go to GameShop.com, you can click your way to some amazing savings. I hope you choke on semen, you fucktard! Keep your goddamn game! Also, don't forget to sign up for our bonus Super Ultra 1-Up Power offer. You can save 4, maybe even 6 cents on all your purchases.
I seriously laughed so hard yesterday. That is great.
How did they get the audio from my last visit to that store?
Yeah. Someone had a hidden microphone somewhere.
So hilarious.
The video is called Welcome to Game Shop. People, so you can go watch that. That's great.
So class. So true, though.
It really is. It really is. That's totally how it goes, too.
I hate that store.
Well,
it's been fun.
It's been fun, you guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Wait a minute.
That was beautiful.
Before we go, we must have an update. Let's see here. On the baby versus the centipede. Don't forget to vote. AllGenGamers.com forums. But if you're listening to the recorded episode, it won't matter. Because it'll be up a week later and the next battle will already have happened. Currently, Human Centipede is up still, 29-27.
It's pretty close. We're close.
Pretty close there. Make sure to head over there, guys.
Yeah, get in there and vote. Make it a good fight.
Good times, Mike. I appreciate you joining us. Rob, man, it's good to have you.
Thanks, guys. It was good to be in for a few there. Everyone, remember next week Johnny will be back, full force, well rested, over the cold. He had a week-long cold that was just killing him on top of everything else. So he's better. Make sure to say yay for being better. And yeah, he'll be back. I'll be listening. And thank you so much for letting me get in the way and make funny sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always great having you on, man.
It was definitely awesome finally being on. And now we have completed the trade-off between podcasts. So
Yes.
It has become official. And one last thing.
You got any spare change?
Sorry, bro. I'm all out, man.
Man, I got these cheeseburgers, man.
I don't want any cheeseburgers.
Please, man. I suck your dick.
Ew. Get out of here, man.
Comedy.
Classy.
All right, well, I love you all. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.